Maybe this time it works. Hopefully it does. Right. Hello. Welcome back to Premier League Dad. How are we all doing? My name is Kee. We are live for Crystal Palace against Fredrikstad. Finally. Honestly, it's been an absolute nightmare getting this set up. I set up the previous stream for those who did join it and then it went down. Yeah, I started it and then it crashed as soon as I tried to add in a different... never mind. Anyway, bottom line, it's failed. It crashed. So I'll try that again tomorrow. How are we all doing? CFC James, good to see you, mate. Let me catch up with TikTok. Let me catch up with you all. Let me know your predictions for tonight. Obviously, Palace. Bit of a weird one, this, I guess. No Eberechi Eze. He's apparently saying goodbye on the pitch, or he's saying goodbye at some point in some way to his loyal supporters at Crystal Palace. Reece says 3-0 Palace, Eze hat-trick. Swifty, you're doing Palace at 8 PM, Kee? I am, mate. Yes, that's what I'm doing right now. Fiorentina have just gone in front. That's a good stuff. We like that. I'll keep you updated on all the other games that are going on around Europe. Midtjylland ahead. Malmo 2-0 up. Panathinaikos, Samsunspor still 0-0. Zrinski and Utrecht still 0-0. Aberdeen and Steaua Bucharest kick off at 1:45. Trying to see if there's any others really that are worth keeping an eye on. In the Conference League, Rosenborg beat Mainz 2-1, by the way. Győr are 1-0 up against Rapid in Hungary. Hacken 5-2 up against Cluj. Wolfsberger and Ammonia 1-1. Başakşehir 0-0 with Univ Craiova of Romania. Anderlecht and AEK Athens 0-0. Celje 1-0 up against Ostrava in Slovenia. Alkmaar and Levski 0-0 in Bulgaria. Fiorentina 1-0 up in the Ukraine. Servette 1-0 up in the Ukraine. And Strasbourg and Brøndby is 0-0. I'll keep you updated on Shelbourne and Linfield as well. Hibs and Legia Warsaw. I'm so gutted I'm not watching that tonight. And Santa Clara against Shamrock Rovers. So lots and lots of British teams in action tonight, by the way. Palace against Fredrikstad. We've got Lerma coming into the back three. That's interesting. Henderson starts in goal. Lerma, Lacroix and Gay at the back. Munoz right back. Wharton and Hughes in midfield with Sosa on the left. And then it's Sarr, Devaney and Mateta. Now that is giving me real confidence because I picked Devaney in my FPL. Because I thought, you know what, he'll be a cheap pick him and he'll get some games for Palace. And looks like, hey, with Eze going, he might just get a few more. That's good. I'm happy with that. For Fredrikstad, it's, just in case you wanted to know, I don't know if you follow Fredrikstad at all, but it is Borsheim, Woledzi, Fredriksson and Owusu at the back. Mulder, left back. Eid, right back. A midfield of Sorlock, Owusu and Metcalf. Patrick Metcalf, the Canadian midfield. And then up front, it's the danger man, Emil Holton. And Ohlenschlager, Oscar Ohlenschlager is supporting him in attack. So we'll have to keep an eye on him. Oscar Ohlenschlager. D28, how many points did you get in the FPL first week? Do you know what, honestly, mate, I haven't even checked. I said that what I'd do is this weekend, I would have... like a review on the next live that we do this weekend. I'll sort of show the table and where everyone is. So if you want to join the Premier League Dad FPL League, make sure you do so. Go and join on YouTube. You can all the links is in the description. Daniel, how's it going? What do you think of Eze not playing in his testimonial? It's the right thing, isn't it? He's an Arsenal player effectively now. Let's be honest. He's made his choice and off he goes. So. What can we do? Reese, by the way, Key, the joke you made on X about the footy player was diabolical. It was right, though, wasn't it? It was right. I can't believe nobody really went for it. Cheers, Jake. Thank you for that, mate. Good to see you. Yeah, I can't believe nobody bit that. I thought that was a really, really good joke. But hey, what do I know? I tell you what, there's some bad programming here on telly. We're watching, Channel 5's on, right? That's what Palace is on, by the way. Channel 5 is if you're watching, it's actually on terrestrial TV, would you believe? Crystal Palace against Fredrikstad. And they've got on, at the minute, Michael Portillo's Lisbon. And Michael Portillo is a Tory politician from the 90s. He's not a particularly popular guy. But this is the most Partridge thing ever. Like, it's literally like cooking in prison with Chaz and Dave. Michael Portillo in Lisbon. What a weird bit of programming that is. That guy Miles gutted. Frimpong injured for our game. That's sly, Miles. Frimpong's one of the best right backs around. He did really, really well for us recently. He started incredibly well. Adama, hello Key, didn't know this was on. Just bathed after the gym. Having a treat, sweet sour pork fried rice in shape of my life. Just fancied a nice munch. Now we're in your wonderful company. Love it. Cheers, Adama. Good to see you, mate. Well, listen, I'm nowhere near the shape of my life. But, well, I am in the shape of my life. It just depends what shape, I guess, you wanna decide on. But I am. But you're having sweet and sour pork with fried rice. It's not really my thing, mate. But hey, to each your own. To each their own. Enjoy whatever it is you're having. Be yourself, Dylan. Did you know the new Kee song has caused the debate? Well, it's not even really a new song. We've been singing it for like a year. But yeah, Tony Evans has created this debate and said that Liverpool fans shouldn't be singing it because it references Heysel. Which it doesn't. It doesn't reference Heysel at all. It says it's you can hear them crying in Turin. The intent of the song is about Chiesa leaving Juventus and coming to Liverpool. It is absolutely nothing to do with the tragedy of Heysel. It's nothing to do with it. I think it's seeking to create drama where there isn't really any. And however the intent might be, honestly, to be honest, I don't think it's. I think it's a storm in a teacup. Let's say that. It's a storm in a teacup. If people want to have a sing-song and have a dance and a sing about Federico Chiesa scoring goals, then I don't really see the harm in it. And if it upsets a few people, then I would say there is such a thing as being overly sensitive. Just because you're upset, just because you're offended, doesn't mean you're right. Right? So I don't think you've got a right to be offended over that. However, so the situation may be. DF, who are you watching tonight, mate? I am watching Palace against Fredrikstad in the European debut. Jake, those Spurs fans are raging with Levy. Why are they raging with Levy? I don't think that's anything to do with Daniel Levy. He always made it known, that he wanted to go to Arsenal. The only reason he didn't go to Arsenal is because Arsenal were quite happy with everything until Kai Havertz got a big injury. He would have quite happily gone to Spurs, he'd been happy there. Joe up the Larson. Jorgen Strand Larson. Listen, I've got Newcastle fans on my X, on my Twitter, telling me that apparently Jorgen Strand Larson is a Callum Wilson replacement. Are we having that? Are we actually having that? Jorgen Strand Larson, 60 million quid, is a Callum Wilson replacement. He's your backup. On your bike. On your bike. You're going to get Wisser and Strand Larson, and Isaac's going to leg it. Callum Wilson replacement, Jorgen Strand Larson. Have a day off, will you? Can't wait to see what Jake says about that one. FM No Casuals, how's it Levy's fault, man? As long as Arsenal were going to bid, he was going to go there. I agree. Yeah, that's absolutely right. DF, I'll be watching that too, buddy. Watched the Celtic game last night. Oh, I feel sorry for you, DF. I watched it as well. It was dreadful, wasn't it? But I thought Kairat Almaty were really, really good. It might set up the second leg in Kazakhstan to be very good. Maybe Celtic, they might go out there, you know. Anderlecht to 1-0 up. Kasper Dolberg's just scored against AEK Athens. The goals are flying in across Europe. Onye, where do you think Newcastle finish, mate? Key, and how you doing, mate? I'm really good today, actually. To be honest, I probably shouldn't have streamed last night. I shouldn't have streamed. I was really not all that well. So the quality of the stream last night was well below my usual very high standards, I'm sure you'll agree. But it was pretty poor last night because I was so tired. I had an headache. My throat was closing up. So, yeah, it wasn't a particularly good stream last night. But, that said, I thought it was an interesting watch. That might be reaching. That might be stretching. Celtic were bloody dreadful, and we just wanted some goals to liven me up, and it never quite happened. But I'm good, mate. I'm really good. Hopefully you are too. As far as where Newcastle finish, I guess it depends on who they sign for the remainder of this window. If they do manage to get Jorgen Strand Larson and Wisser, then they've got every chance of making the top 6 again. I think they get Europe. I don't think they're good enough for the Champions League, but I think they probably get Europe, sure. Adama, not at all. It's a cracking song. It deserves his new song, our new cult hero. He's our new Origi. Like it. Rubes, hello, Angela. Angela? Leon, Key, I didn't get any GCSEs because I have too much anxiety and I have autism, so I'm not as smart as people. I think I'll be able to get a job and live a happy life. People say I'll be nothing. Hey, Leon, listen. Doesn't matter what you get in your GCSEs. It really, really doesn't. You can still have a wonderful life. People go on about and crow on about how important GCSE results are. They are important. Of course they're important and you should be proud of them if you've got a really good set of results, you've worked hard at it. There's so many people who don't get good results and go on to have wonderful, happy lives. So don't put too much stock in it, mate. You'll be fine no matter what you choose. So yeah, don't sweat the GCSE results. My nephew didn't get the results that he was particularly hoping for. He did okay. I think he got B's and C's or whatever the equivalent of that is these days, but still, good passes, decent passes. They just weren't the super amazing results he was expecting, setting high standards for himself. But again, Rubes, the standards ain't that high on this channel. Oh, Rubes, that's a shame. Come on, mate, don't be like that. Don't be like that. You don't believe that. Kylo, what's up, Premier League dad? Kylo back again from Canada. Had a great fantasy Premier League start, 94 points. And ranked 12,315 in the world. And 107th in Canada. Oh my god, Kylo. I need to copy you for some tips then. Nice. Adama, my son's autistic. LFC, take no notice. I'm sure you did your best. Take care, pal. That's it. That's absolutely the right way. Leon, thanks, Key. I just don't know why people have to be so mean. Well, listen, the only thing I will say, mate, is going through life. Again, we'll stick to the footy, but all I'll say is going through life, you'll meet nasty people. You can't control that. You're always going to have nasty people in your life who'll say things to you. You can try and remove them from your life as much as possible. You can't really eradicate them totally. There'll always be people who say nasty things. What you can control is how you react to them. And the vast majority, in fact, not even the vast majority, I would say 100% of the people I have encountered who go out the way to say and do nasty things to you are absolutely miserable themselves. That's the only reason they do it, right? So don't, just pity them. Just pity them. They are so focused on you. Don't even worry about it, mate. Focus on your life and improving what you're focused on. Don't worry about all that stuff. Someone says something nasty to you, just tell them to leg it. Just tell them to drift or turn the other cheek. It honestly is the best way. It really is. Acquiesce, as they say. Rubes, LFC fan, can I point out Richard Branton has 0 GCSEs? That's true. Ben says in the big wide world, GCSEs don't matter one jot. Well, we're living proof of that, aren't we, Ben? 15 to 20% bad people, says Tom Diesel. M157, oi oi, good to see you, mate. How's it going? Jake says, wherever you go in the world, there's a Geordie. Joe, Key, I passed my GCSEs today. Nice, well done. What's your, if you have passed your GCSEs today, for what it's worth, what are you hoping to do? What are you planning to do? If you've not passed your GCSEs, what are you planning to do? What's next? If you've not thought about that yet, that's perfectly fine too. The amount of people I know who I spoke to, to be honest, I was the same. I still am, to be honest. I'm in my 30s now. Someone says, what are you doing with your life? What do you want to do with your life? I've got a bit of a better idea now. I'm a bit older, but up to my 20s, I started a business and ran a business really successfully. Still didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I was just doing what kind of made sense at the time. So you'll bounce around a little bit for the few years. Don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. Rubes, GCSEs are exams at the end of school. Kylo, what are GCSEs? Yes. They are, they are, I don't know what the equivalent is in the US and Canada. What is it? Midterms. Is it your midterm? Midterms university, isn't it? I don't know. I just know that's a phrase they use a lot in the US. I've got my midterms coming up, man. I don't know. I don't know what it is in Canada and the US. Goal, Maccabi Tel Aviv, says FM No Casuals. Joe, I'm doing media and product design for A-level. Very nice. Fancy learning editing and you can help me out? Because I'm shit at it. Brandon Murray, how are we? I'm good, mate. How are you? Good to see you, mate. Reece, GCSEs are just a piece of paper. I've used nothing I learnt in maths. That's true. How many times have you used algebra? Sounded a bit like Ali G then. Honestly, how many times have any of us here used science or English? Let's start making education relevant. Anthony, what channel is the game on? The game's on channel 5. Reese, I'm alright at editing. You are, mate. Well, I know you're a very talented thespian, aren't you? So I'd imagine you are relatively good at editing. A lot better than I am anyway. But I wouldn't lean on my audience. I wouldn't lean on my devoted viewers for help. That's something I need to figure out on my own. And I need to get better at it myself, let's be honest. Shakespeare's nothing on me, to be honest. Is this a dagger I see before me? I loved being in the plays. Loved it. It's just a shame they don't do epilepsy-friendly showings, really. Kylo, thanks. In Canada, they're just called secondary school credits. Really? FM No Casuals, people belittle social media, but this is a good community you've got going on here, Key. Well, I hope so. I'd like to think we just chat about a bit of everything, really, don't we? It's nice. It's nice. I enjoy it anyway, even if some people don't. But thank you. I really appreciate that, mate. And it's you're certainly one of the early people that I've valued coming in the chat. If nothing else, mate, we've been. I need someone else who loses as often as I do, who gives the bookies as much as I do. Robert, we're close to signing Strand Larsen. Personal terms agreed. Wolves value him at 60 million, but we are 5 mil off valuation. Strand Larsen to Wolves would be a very, very good signing. I do have to think that will be a good one, but I imagine it's going to be Strand Larsen and Wisser, and then Isak leaves. I would think anyway. Rubes, you should use your community to help you out, Key. That's how you grow. I've told you this many times, so listen to me for a change. Well, I am listening to you, but I'll listen to everyone. Listen, like I said, I swear to God, I haven't got an ego with it. Like, the best idea wins. Doesn't matter whose idea it is. If you've got an idea for how I can improve this channel and how I can get off baked beans and toast for a bit, I'd love it. I'd love a bit of foie gras, a little bit of caviar. Let's get some cash coming in. HS Tiki Toki's earning £20 million a month doing this, or £20 million a year apparently. I'd be happy with 20. I'd be happy with 20 quid. FM No Casuals. I need to stop making my folds longer than 8. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm sticking at like 6 to 8. 6 to 8 is my absolute best. Joe and Fratesi. Do you need Fratesi if you've got Ramsey? I guess if Willett goes or Miley goes out on loan. Jay Curtin, I don't think we get Larsen. Heard it here first. Depends if Wolves go and get a centre forward though. Adama, nice words, Kylo. What did Kylo say? Didn't see. Kylo, honestly, I was never the strongest second school student, but I learned, studied later on as an adult, and now work as an auditor for a fintech company that is very large worldwide. Chin up. Wow. That's impressive. I used to recruit for fintech companies. They're bloody hard to recruit for. So you are a man in demand, Kylo. This is a man who knows his stuff. So yeah, there you go, Leon. That's a lesson for you there from someone who knows well. Leon Key, when I started watching you, my life got better. I'm only 16. Well, it's good to have you in the community, mate. It's all good to have you in here. Absolutely. Oh, Basak's here 0, Craiova 1. You can watch me freak out about Romanian sides getting beat in Turkey and all sorts of nonsense. West Yorkshire lass, say how you doing? Good to see you. Jake, oh, we've done that one, sorry. Yeah, how are we doing, West Yorkshire lass? Rubes, get the guy to do the editing for you. I don't know. No, because it feels like I'm taking advantage. Adama, this channel's going to take off, Key. I'm sure of it, my mucker. You deserve it. The work you put in, it will pay off. Always remember that, mate. Hopefully so. Hopefully so. I've got, believe me, I have got very, very low, very, very low sort of, not ambitions, but I don't need much to be happy. I really don't need much to be happy. If it took off massive, that'd be great. But I'm happy. I'm happy with very little. I've already won the lottery. I've got you guys. I've got my little girl. I've got my wife. I wake up in the morning. I do that. I don't feel wood. I'm good. It's all good. We're all still here and kicking. West Yorkshire lass. Sorry, Key. I missed what you said. The dog was barking. What dog have you got? I just said hello. I didn't say anything else really. But yeah, what dog have you got? Rubes, I'm going out to a festival this weekend. Very nice. What kind of festival is it? An outdoor festival? They're the only ones I could ever go to. I've never really been to a festival. It's a shame. Anthony, what's the channel again? It's on channel 5, mate. You've got 2 labs. Oh, lovely. What are they called? Marco, what do you think about yesterday's Copa Libertadores incident? There always seems to be issues in South America. And when we talk about incidents like in the UK, it's absolutely it's nothing compared to what you see in the Copa America, in the Copa Libertadores. There's always fiery stuff going on in South America whenever those big games are being played. So it happens all the time. It's not really a surprise. Jasper and Amber, mother and son. Oh, that's really nice. I like the name. Certainly like the name Jasper. Jasper's a definite. That's a dog's name, isn't it? Joe, Key, are you the fire starter? Twisted fire starter. Love a bit of the Prodigy. Ollie, have you heard that supposedly Hal wants to have a lie detector test for Isaac? Oh, that's a troll. That's a blag. That's not real. That was made by Sir Francis Chip, I think it is. He's a made-up account on Twitter. Yeah, it's not real. Kylo, this is a great channel. It's good conversation and a good community. Positive and no trolls, keyboard warriors. Well done. Well, listen, I am sure, Kylo, we will get our trolls and keyboard warriors eventually. We do start. We get a few. There's a fella who comes in on TikTok who basically says he knows who I am, where I live, what school I went to. And he's going to come and egg me house every single time we go live. So he comes in quite frequently. We've had some other people who've skirted the lines of maybe I might need to involve the police at some point. So we've had a few little kind of questionable ones. But most people, the vast majority, are really, really nice. So yeah, it's all good. Rubes Outdoors. It's 90s Noughties Festival. Atomic Kitten are headlining. Wow, I like that. We have something like that in my. Well, it's not quite like that. St Helens, where I grew up, they have a festival there called Reminisce, in the big park in St Helens, and that has that sort of a vibe. Atomic Kitten, Busted, McFly, they have all those coming back together, all the big 90s bands. And it's a big, big thing. They do that every summer. Joe, Francis Chip rattles your fan base so much. How do people believe him? I know. West Yorkshire lass. Oh my God, that's creepy. I've not seen that. Yeah, egg your house. Yeah, it's mad. So a fella who comes in and says, I'll egg your house and I know where you live. It's just little sinister things like that. I know where you live. I know where you live. I know where your family are. Stuff like that. And you're like, ooh. I mean, I know they don't. So they're just saying it to wind you up. But it does just, it's a bit creepy, innit? So yeah, it's all a bit mad. But hey ho. I am Crew. Can't wait to see Alexander Isak in the away end at St James's on Monday. Well, they're putting that banner up, aren't they? They're putting the banner up to say, like, I don't know, Joe Linton liked it, didn't he? What did Joe Linton liked the banner that Newcastle are putting up. There's like a thing of it on Instagram. I am Crew. That ooh was very Gary Neville lurky. Oh. What's the one that Carragher does? Carragher's a bit more oh, isn't he? Carragher's oh, Gary Neville's ooh. Right, so we've got Glenn Murray and who's that on the touchline? Is it Ward? Joel Ward? If you just stop it. Dear. Yes. I like it. Ace, Joe Linton, yellow card, 1 out of 10. Oh yeah, 1 to 10, 10 to 1 on. Yeah, Joe Linton's definitely gonna get carded. But they are making out like they're going on like Joe Linton's like Francis Ngannou in midfield. He's gonna get tethered. He's an absolute yard dog, isn't he? Adama, just the hygiene thing gets to me when it goes on for a few days. Tea on the Park. Scotland's are great. Yeah, I was going to say one of my best mates fell foul of the Yeah, the toilet. I think he went to... Where did he go? I can't remember. He went to Park. It was one of them where you have to go like 3 or 4 days. I've never been to a festival for that reason. There's no way I'm sleeping in a tent and... Yeah. I definitely... I'm a bit of a... Not a snob, but I can't rough it. I'm too soft. I can't rough it. Definitely too soft for that. But yeah, he had a funny issue with the toilet situation. I won't go into that now. I'll let him tell you if he ever comes on. He does want to come on here one day. Reese's Footy Feed, my new favourite channel, mate. Really admire your energy and consistency, pal. Feel so sorry for Palace tonight. Feel like we should be watching Forest instead. Yeah, well, to be honest, I got a nasty message. Well, not a nasty message per se, but a message from a disgruntled Forest fan on one of my... We did a live last week. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was actually earlier this week. It was one of the lives. It might have been the Leeds and Everton game, I think. Was it Leeds-Everton? No, it wasn't. It was Forest against Brentford this weekend. Forest against Brentford, and there was a comment made after the live had been posted, like 2 or 3 hours after it had finished, and they said, they quoted me. They'd said that I'd said something like, the way that Forest have behaved, ... close speech marks, and then put uninformed hogwash, something about basically just saying that I shouldn't be having a go at Nottingham Forest because Crystal Palace actually were the ones in the wrong. They haven't done anything wrong, Nottingham Forest, and blah blah blah. Why am I defending Palace? Uninformed hogwash, immediate switch off. I was a bit like, okay, it's a bit hard. I didn't actually have a go at Forest, in fairness. West Yorkshire last. Do you think Liverpool we get Isak or Rodrigo? Rumours saying we're after Rodrigo. I think it would be either or. But imagine if we were somehow able to get Gay, Isak and Rodrigo. Oh, that you would absolutely lose your mind. You'd lose your mind with that. That is the league guarantee. That might be the quad on, to be honest. And we do need it. It's not like that would be that wouldn't be a ridiculous thing, would it? Liverpool definitely need 2 more attackers. We've got Salah going to the AFCON. We've lost Diaz, Nunes, and sadly Jota, and we've only brought Ekatike in. So we're too shy. We're too shy of replacements in attack. We definitely need some. Jake, idolised and adored, no broken promises by the fans. We deserve better than the destructive path you've chosen. That was the quote by Warflags, and that is the quote that Joe Linton has liked. We are Newcastle United. We will never be defeated, says Joe. I am Crew. Reckon we'll accelerate the Gay deal now. Frimpong is out. Then Gomez at right back on Monday. Conor Bradley will start on Monday. Conor Bradley's fine. He'll play. So I'm not worried about that. Frimpong being out for 2 to 3 weeks isn't great, but I'm not overly worried, really. Conor Bradley, as long as Conor Bradley stays fit, even if we have to put Joe Gomez there, Joe Gomez and Bradley are fine. I'm happy with that. I have absolutely no problem with that at all. William, so Frimpong is out to the international break. When is that? Yeah, about 3 weeks. We've got 2 or 3 weeks. Jake, score predictions for Monday. I think 2-1 Liverpool, maybe 3-1. And the only reason it could well be a draw. It wouldn't be surprising if it was a draw. But I do think Liverpool will win. And I think if you'd have said, even if you forgot all of this noise with Alexander Isak, if you'd have said Liverpool are going to play Newcastle, and we've just won the league, we've just brought Wirtz in and Ekatike and Kirkes has come in, we're doing well, and we've just won the league title, and Newcastle are going to play us, but they haven't got the best centre forward. They haven't got maybe the best player. You'd look at that and go, Liverpool will win that then. Liverpool playing Newcastle without Alexander Isak will win that. So I don't think that really changes anything. Will it give Newcastle a little bit of extra motivation? Will the crowd be a little bit more up for it? Absolutely they will. I don't think that massively impacts the result though. So a draw I wouldn't be surprised with. I honestly wouldn't be that disappointed with a draw. So I'd be fine with a draw, but I think we can win there. Yeah, I don't think we lose. I'll say that. I don't think we lose. Are you a Liverpool fan? I am. Yes, I am a Liverpool fan. But I'm really, really looking forward to seeing Palace against Fredrikstad here. I've been looking forward to this one. William, can you see Leone possibly having a sniff at a debut on Monday? No. No, mate. 18 years of age, Leone doesn't start away at St James's Park. And he doesn't start against Arsenal. I think he might maybe start in the Carabao Cup, possibly. We've got the Carabao Cup in another few weeks, like kind of after the international break, isn't it? So maybe we'll start to see him then. He might start to come off the bench in a couple of games, possibly, depending on the scoreline. But I think for him, it's very much about him getting settled into new life in England. He's going to be living in England and he's going to have to, settle into his new house, get to know his new teammates, get to know the environment, the weather, the banks, council tax, all these other things that you have to sort out when you move to a new country. So, he'll have to get adjusted to all that. And I think the first couple of months for an 18-year-old lad, it's not really going to be about playing games of football just yet anyway. Where's West Yorkshire lass Eze apparently unwell to play? Yeah. Unwell to play. Why not just say it? Why not just say he's signing for Arsenal? It's pretty much done. So, let's be honest, he's not playing. Josh, how you doing, Kee lad? Thoughts on the first match week? Good to see you, Josh. I'm doing really good, mate. Yeah, and I thought the first game week was a very interesting one. I think Arsenal did well to get the result they did at Manchester United. I thought Liverpool, the performance from Liverpool was interesting. But again, it was important to get the result. And City, again, I think you have to take in consideration that they were playing a Wolves side that weren't terrific. But again, the performance was really good. So, some really interesting performances in that respect. Sunderland confirmed what I thought, that they are probably going to stay up. West Ham confirmed what I thought, and I think they're probably going to go down. Same with Burnley. Leeds and Everton confirmed what I thought, in that I think they're going to be down the bottom somewhere and kind of fighting. I'm a United supporter. Please don't sign Isak because it'll be 20 for 20. Ekatike will do, trust me. Listen, Isak and Rodrigo I think might still come to Liverpool. Or at least either or. I would imagine Liverpool sign one of those before the end of the window. Jokeres is shocking, says United 7. I think that's a fair assessment based on the opening week. Jake, I think you'll need Gomez and Bradley. Gomez will be injured soon as Big Joe gets hold of him. Big Joe. Listen to him, Big Joe. He's a big grok in midfield who dyes his hair. Big Joe. Never heard such nonsense. Joe Linton. As if we're going to be running scared of Joe Linton. Wataru Endo will put him on his ass. Hey, and if not Endo, Gravenberch, he won't be able to catch Gravenberch. He'll be having dizzy spells, Joe Linton, trying to keep hold of Gravenberch. Jack, are you on Gay watch? I am, yes. Mark Gay, we'll be seeing how he performs tonight. This might well be his last game for Palace, because I think he's coming to Liverpool after this. Adama, it'll be Gomez or Jones, I reckon. I don't think he'd be putting Jones in there. Be very surprised if Jones goes right back. Empty, Palace was wrong for not doing a blind trust thing, but they'll be honest, it was a long shot they would win the Cup March the 1st. No, because even if they did, they couldn't do a blind trust, Empty. If they had put the shares, if John Textor had put his shares into a blind trust, he couldn't sell. You can't sell the shares if they are in a blind trust. So they couldn't do it. Their hands were tied. And he didn't have... UEFA agreed that he didn't have decisive control anyway. It feels so unjust for Palace, because it is, let's be honest, it is unjust. Palace should be in the Europa League. But I still believe firmly that this is going to be the best thing for Palace, because I think they win this competition. I think they go on and they get European football next year. And Forest, regrettably, I have no issues with Forest, but I think Forest probably don't. I think Forest struggle to win that Europa League. They'd probably go far themselves, but Palace should make Palace favourites in this. AJ Valdez, we for sure do need it. Ollie Marley, what's one big league you haven't went live for yet? And what's the strangest league you've been on live for? A big league that I haven't gone live for. A big league we haven't gone live for. I've done the Bundesliga, done Serie A. I think we've done the have we done the Eredivisie? I don't know if we have done the Eredivisie, actually. I think we've not done the Eredivisie. So yeah, the Eredivisie would probably be the biggest one that I haven't done. Surprised by that, actually. I thought we had done the Eredivisie. No, we haven't done the Eredivisie, which is mad considering we've done the Belgian Jupiler League, the Icelandic League, the Latvian League, the Danish League, the Austrian League, the Portuguese League. We've done La Liga, we've done Serie A, we've done the Bundesliga, Championship, League 1, League 2, National League. We've done all of them. So yeah, the maddest league that I've been live for, probably the Latvian League, and it was crap. No, the Icelandic. The Icelandic was the worst. Malmo have just gone 3-0 up against Sigma Olomouc. That's good for them. They're flying. They probably qualify now. 3-star Reds, as a Forest fan, I want Palace to do the business tonight and get through. As for Sunday, after reading an article about some Palace fans targeting the Forest bus is senseless. Really? Mad Pup, evening sir, got the sheep on, the big telly, Aberdeen, hope they can get more coefficient points than the Old Firm this week. I tell you what, they were bad. The Rangers and Celtic have been really poor. Really poor in Europe. Adama, I think Palace can go far in this, if not win it. Agreed, yeah. I says it's kind of sad that City and Palace and Poole were the ones who compete for... City and Poole, not Palace. City and Poole were the ones who compete for the league in the last couple of seasons. Imagine if it was United and Poole. Well, listen, United will get back up there at some point. I am absolutely sure. United will definitely make the return to the top of the Premier League at some point in the next 10 years, maybe. Who knows? But they'll get back there. Football's cyclical. It always... They can't spend the money they're spending and not eventually improve. Empty, have you done the Faroe Island League? I haven't. No, that's one league I haven't. Kylo, MLS. I haven't done the MLS, and the reason I haven't really done the MLS is because of the time difference. All the MLS games tend to kick off at midnight, 1, 2 a.m. in the morning over here, and you know, if I've got my little girl in bed, I'm not really going to be shouting, "Get in there, Suarez, Messi." I've left it. So I've not done the MLS. I probably never will do the MLS, if I'm really honest. I've never done the Japanese League. No, Empty. Would you like to do the Cook Island national team games? Because they will cook with your support. Well, I've watched plenty of weird national teams we've done. We did the Kosafa Cup, which was... Who was it we watched in the Kosafa Cup? Was it Mozambique against Comoros or someone like that? We've done a few mad games, definitely. I am Crute. Imagine if Isaac just tweets, whoever wins, I'll play for. Harrison, BCFC, Key needs a wee. William, what's a blind trust? Is that a stupid question? It's not a stupid question, no. A blind trust is basically a way of owners to show that they don't have any real control over a football club. So Marinakis, the Forest owner, he put his shares into a blind trust, but he's no intention of selling Forest. So it's his way of kind of giving off ownership while still retaining ownership, if you know what I mean. It's a roundabout description. It's a layman description, I guess. It's probably a more accurate way of describing it. But basically, you can't do that. You can't put your shares into a blind trust to prove you don't have any effect on the club day to day if you're intending to sell those shares, because you're going to have to take them out the trust to sell them. Anyway, so he couldn't do that. He couldn't, yeah. So that's why John Texter didn't put his in there. Kylo, all good. Even the majority of us North Americans don't follow the MLS. Inverness fan, I'm wanting Aberdeen to win in the Europa League today. They are playing a Romanian side. They are, yes, Steaua Bucharest at Pitodri. Another stadium I've been to. Not been there for a very long time, mind. The last time I went, there was a firework sent across the pitch. Liverpool played Aberdeen in a pre-season friendly, and a firework got sent across the pitch. Harry Kewell went like that and looked up. Firework shot over his head into the stand. From the home end, I should say as well. It wasn't the Scousers causing problems or anything like that. It really was us, Liverpool fans. We were behaving perfectly fine. There was no issues at all. And then firework got sent over from the Aberdeen end into the Aberdeen end across the pitch. Weird. Key, evening mate, how's it going? Good to see you. MT, Bolivia is always a great watch. At El Alto there, you have some awesome scenes. Bolivia have some really cool team names as well, don't they? They have like the strongest. And who else? Who's the other team in Bolivia? Blooming Potosí, is it? They have Blooming and they have the strongest. BCFC Benji, do you think Eze, Gyökeres and Saka are going to be the best front three in the league? No. Listen, Eze is going to have to be... I don't think he fits Arsenal. I think they're going to have to... He's going to take a bit of adapting. There's going to be a bit of an adjustment period for Eberechi Eze. Remember, he plays in a system with wing-backs at Palace. He doesn't have that at Arsenal. At Palace, he plays in the width of the penalty area. That's it. He's always within the width of the penalty area. He isn't, hanging out on the touchline. There's none of that. He's not going to be able to cut in as often as he needs to. And I actually think Eze would be better in that Odegaard role in the 10. He'd be perfect in there. And that might be where they end up playing him. It might be that he's a replacement for Odegaard, actually. Alex Macklin, Man United top 9, I don't think so. I am Crute, he even had the wing-backs in the Euros with England. He's never really played with a back four. And that is a really, really important thing as well. The fact that he's not got that runner coming over his left shoulder. He's not got that. So he's going to have to start adapting his game. And again, we don't know whether does that make him better? Does that make him worse? Does that keep him the same as he always was? We don't know. But it's certainly an adaptation period. MT, great footy if they have the tanks ready. Well, that is true. Yeah, you have to play at altitude in Bolivia, don't you? I feel that Liverpool this season in the Champions League will face an English team in the round of 16 and produce another classic like the City one in 2018. If you're new around here, by the way, if you haven't joined before, then please do give us a like, a follow and a subscribe. My name's Key. We watch footy every single day on this channel. We're going to be watching the Premier League tomorrow, West Ham against Chelsea. On Saturday, we've got 3 live matches. We're going to be doing the early kickoff, which is Manchester City against Spurs. We're then going to be doing Burnley against Sunderland at 3 p.m. That's going to be a great one. And then at 5:30, we're going to be doing Arsenal against Leeds. Maybe does Eze start if that one's all wrapped up by then. Maybe Eze starts straight away for Arsenal against Leeds. So we'll be watching that on Saturday. On Sunday night, we have the early game, which is... What's the early game on Sunday? Help me out. What's the early game? What's the 2 o'clock on Sunday? Everton. Brighton against Everton. At Everton's new ground, the Hill Dickinson Arena. So we're going to be watching Everton against Brighton in the first game at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Sorry, not the arena, Hill Dickinson Stadium. We'll be watching that at 2 p.m. I'll be live at about 12:30. And then straight after that, we've got Man United away at Craven Cottage, Fulham. So we'll be doing that. And then once that's finished, we're going to finish Sunday night's schedule with a bit of Serie A. Serie A football is back. So we're going to be doing Juventus against Parma. Parma Calcio. So if you want to watch a bit of footy with us this weekend, give us a like, give us a follow, subscribe if you're new around here, and I really, really appreciate it. Again, my name's Key. Let me know in the comments what team you support. Let me know what your predictions are for this one. Palace in their first European adventure. Mark Gay, the captain. Could this be his last game for Crystal Palace? Jean-Philippe Mateta. I think Mateta might well... He might well get a couple tonight. Kylo Eze faces so much competition at Arsenal with Martinelli, Trossard, Marino, Madueke and Saka. It's very true. They have got a lot better depth there now, haven't they, Arsenal? AJ Valdez, every day, let's go, bro. Reese's footy feed. To me, Eze's game would have flourished more easily at Spurs than at Arsenal's. I totally agree with that. Again, Spurs, similar system, isn't it? Wing-backs, Jed Spence, Doggy, whoever it would have been in that left wing-back slot, they would have been right past him every single time and he could have cut inside and played the same way he does at Palace. I think he'd have been brilliant at Spurs. He'd have been an absolute dream there, but we've always known his dream was at Arsenal, as Reece says. I feel Arsenal might only get 4th this year, 3rd at best. I think I agree with that. Yeah. Mukhtar, Key, I told you Kairat could be hard to beat. You did, Mukhtar. You did. You said it, mate. You called it. Good shout. Swifty, I'm off to Meadow Lane for a big drink, Key, so we'll miss tomorrow. Well, we're off here. We're off here at Selhurst Park. I'm going to have to change the kit. Because I've got Fredrikstad in their white kit, and they're not in the white kit. They're in a black and gold number. The Sam Sparrow number. So I'm going to have to change that and put them in gold. There you go, that's a bit better. Steve McNair, what's our score prediction for this one, chat? Parker says 4-0 Palace. That's a hell of a turn from Fredrikstad. Yeah, I think we're going to see goals in this one. I did say that last night with Celtic and Kairat Almaty for what it's worth, but I do think we're going to see goals. I do, yeah. AFC Harv, I'm still buzzing over Eze joining us. I think if you're being really brutally honest, Arsenal fans are certainly excited with Eze's signing, aren't they? They are, of course they are. But I think they're a little bit more excited by the fact that he said to Spurs, on your bike. And I think that's the bit that they like. He's already a legend of Arsenal, isn't he? For the manner in which this move has come about. It probably wouldn't matter an awful lot, who the player was. The fact that Spurs wanted him, and he's, as soon as Arsenal have gone, we want you, he's basically told Spurs on your bike. Oran Henderson, lineup. Do you want to know the lineups? I can show you that. I can tell you the lineups. The lineups are as follows. For Crystal Palace, it's Henderson in goal. Jefferson, Lerma, Lacroix and Gay are your back three. Munoz, right wing back. Sosa, left wing back. Borna Sosa, the new signing. In midfield, it's Wharton and Hughes. And then a front three of Sarr, Devaney, replacing Eberechi Eze and Mateta. So Sarr, Devaney, Mateta up front. Will Hughes floating the ball in. Early chance for Palace, cleared away. And then for Fredrikstad, if you follow Norwegian football at all and you know anything about Fredrikstad's team, it's Borsheim in goal. Back three of Waledzi, Fredriksson and Owusu. Mulder and Eid are the wing backs. You've got Sorlock, Owusu and Metcalf in the midfield three. And then Holton and Ollenschlager. Oscar Ollenschlager is your two centre forward. So 3-5-2 from Fredrikstad. Superstar says Palace 3-1. Adama, the big Swede, was a championship player 2 years ago. Don't forget, I don't think he's Arsenal material. Shouldn't be playing for Everton. Or should be playing for Everton at best. Hasn't improved that much at Portugal. Oh, the Portugal League is shite. It's not terrible, but I know where you're coming from, and I don't think he's going to do an awful lot for Arsenal this season. Jordan says 5-0 to Palace. Mateta brace. I'm with you, mate. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good. I've got Palace to win and a goal in both halves. That's what I backed here. 3-star Reds. Game Urge. Jimenez is not good for Milan. That's very true. I says that Munoz brother needs to leave Palace. Why? He does so well. I really like him. Daniel Munoz is possibly one of the best right-backs in the league. And I'm not a Palace fan. Munoz deserves to be paid at Crystal Palace. I think he's got, is it a year or two left on his contract? He's 28 years of age. I think that's the problem for Munoz, is that if he was 20, let's say he was 25 or 26 even, I think he would have Manchester City's and others knocking his door down. The fact he's 28, he's just the wrong side of 25, 26, and for that reason, Palace won't get big money for him. And that's better for Palace, isn't it? Because they're going to get him now in his prime. I think he ends up staying at Palace. Because I think Palace really do. I do feel they go the distance in this tournament. He's a really good right back. Jordan Munoz was arguably our best player last season, if not the best. I'd agree with you. Yeah, he was in my... I'm a Liverpool fan, mate, for what it's worth, Jordan. And I put him in my team of the year. I thought he was terrific. Always a problem going forward, but really, really solid defensively as well. He's not, a lot of the problems you see with right wing backs is that they're fantastic flying forward, but they're a bit vulnerable going back. He's not like that, is he? He's really, really solid defensively, Munoz. So, yeah, I think he would quite happily... Well, maybe not quite happily, sorry, let me take that back. I think most of the top six would quite happily take him. But yeah, hopefully for Palace he sticks around. Good player. I also liked the fact that over the summer months, I don't know if you saw this, but over the summer months, him and Mateta just went on holiday together. I thought that was dead cool. Daniel Munoz went, I'm going back to Colombia, I'm going, seeing my family, I'm going back to my really tiny neighbourhood, like in rural Colombia. I'm not going like... I'm not going to Bogota or anything like... I'm not going to like a big city in Colombia. I'm going to like my rural village in Colombia where I'm from. And Mateta was like, oh yeah, I'll come. Can I come? Yeah, Sam, let's go. So there was just Mateta in this village in Colombia. It was wicked. Thomas Christensen says 1-0 to Fredrikstad. I think we might have a Norwegian behind enemy lines here. Jordan, I can honestly say he's brought something to Palace I've never seen in my lifetime. So glad we didn't accept the 20 million. Nice. D28, Moise Keane has been sent out. Basaksehir are 2-0 down. That's not really a problem. It is a problem. I've got Basaksehir to qualify. Grim. Ryan, have you seen Newcastle are in the Strand Larson? You called it. He'd be a good fit. He would, yes. Joe Stowe, I would rather have Ramsey than Eze. Well, they're not really the same player, I think. They're very, very different in how they play. You could play Jacob Ramsey a bit deeper in that midfield three. I'm not sure you could do the same with Eze. Swifty, I think Eze is in his prime. I agree. Absolutely, I agree with that. But he has only really played one style of football, if we're being brutally honest. Anthony Lafleur. Santiago Jimenez came in January during our season last year at Milan, and it wasn't going to be easy for anyone, especially Jimenez. I'm willing to give him at least this season to prove himself. That's fair enough. Reese's Footy Feed. How long before Wharton regularly breaks into the England setup? I'd have him in there now. I think him and Rice, it should be them too in that pivot. So I see no reason why they shouldn't be. Best two midfielders in England in my book. I see Munoz at a Newcastle or an Aston Villa or even abroad. I don't. I think now he's missed his chance to go. If he was a bit like Jared Bowen at West Ham, really. Everyone knows what a top player he is. He's in his prime. Would a top team take him? Absolutely they would. Same with Munoz. But you're not going to pay that money. You're not going to pay 80, 70... Well, it would probably be 80 million, 70 million for Jared Bowen. Munoz, you might be looking maybe 40 million or whatever it might be now. But he's one of the best right-backs in the league. And you don't pay that for a 28-year-old. So, I think he stays now. And that's the best thing for Palace. Probably the best thing for him. 3-star Reds, okay, mate, sorry about that. A 1-0 win would be a great result, but Palace have far too much quality. Sorry, I've just realised I've only got the top chat coming in. I want the live chat. I want a bit of everything. Jordan, everyone's worried about Eze. He's replaceable. We're in serious trouble if we lose Gay to Liverpool. He's not replaceable. Would you let him go on a free then, Jordan? I'm really intrigued. That's the first time I've really spoke to a Palace fan about this whole situation with Mark Gay. Would you let Mark Gay leave on a free then? If you're Steve Parish, Mark Gay he's got 1 year left on his contract. Liverpool have got maybe £35 million down on the table now. You can take 35 million. You'll lose him this season, but you get 35 million quid. Or he stays at Palace and he walks for free next year at 25 years old, having just played in a World Cup for England. That would sting. That would absolutely sting. Swifty, Anderson looks superb at Forest, I'm sad to say. Elliot Anderson would have been brilliant at Newcastle. Yeah, I'm really surprised that they did sell him. And I know we're saying, well, they were forced to, but they could have sold other people instead of him. But yeah, Elliot Anderson's a really good signing from Forest. Panathinaikos 0, Samsunspor 1. What is going on here? What is going on? Jack, do you think Sunderland will win at the weekend? I do, yes, I do. There's not really been any action here in the first 10 minutes. Fredrikstad maybe showing a bit better than most people give them credit for, and they've won a corner here as well. Ben Hughes, what game are you watching? We're watching Palace against Fredrikstad in the Europa Conference League. Jordan, every Palace fan, me included, wants Gay gone now because there's a chance we get the Sporting defender. Diamandi, yeah, he'd be a good signing. Be a very good signing. I feel like the centre-back market, generally, there's lots of good centre-backs about now, isn't there? Lots and lots of good young centre-backs about. So I think you're right, I think Gay is replaceable from Crystal Palace's point of view. I'm not saying you could go out there and get better than him, but you could go out and get a young defender who's in the same mould, who could maybe go on to be as good, if not better than Gay. I think you can go and get players in that mould. And it might even leave some money over for other players. AJ Valdez, Liverpool should just give the 40 to get him before someone else comes in for him. Apparently he's made it known he only wants Liverpool. It's a bit like Isak, he's not interested in going to anyone else. 3-star Reds, Palace fans, quiet tonight. Jordan at Selhurst Park, are they saving the voices until you play us on Sunday? Palace against Forest. The Steve Parish, Marinakis derby. The John Textor derby. Jordan, the biggest worry at Palace right now is Glasner's interviews. Oh God, yeah, if you lose Glasner, that's a major, major concern. I just don't know where he goes, though. That's the problem. I think if Glasner was to leave, he would want assurances from another club that they would give him the money to spend. Like, let's be honest, Glasner and Iraola at Bournemouth are those two managers. They're in that, maybe even Hösler a little bit at Brighton. They're starting to control the clubs a little bit. They've earned the stripes. They've done really, really well. And yeah, I feel like Glasner's got such free reign at Palace now that he wouldn't leave for anything other than a really elite, like a Manchester United. Like if Amarim gets sacked, I think Manchester United would absolutely go and have a look at Glasner. They'd be foolish not to. So you look at that and you think, well, that makes sense. If he was to go and he was to go to Manchester United, or maybe to an Arsenal if Arteta leaves, I could see that happening. Gay's just had a header over the bar. Not really an awful lot happening again in this one. Michael, evening Kieran, how's it going? Adama, 16. Rio is very young, yeah. Rio and Gamoa at Liverpool. Still don't think he starts an awful lot this season, to be honest. Levski 0, Alkmaar 1. Charlie, what game have you got on now, mate? I have got Palace against Fredrikstad on. MR27, Liverpool ain't signing Isak. I think they will, mate. I do think they will. Be yourself, Dylan. Sean Dyche, new Rangers manager if Russell Martin's sacked. Dyche at Rangers. that would be an interesting. I feel like he'd say. I don't know. I really like Sean Dyche. I do. I think he's a really good manager. Thomas Christensen, is Devaney a good option for FPL now? Only 4.5 midfielder, and if he plays in Eze's position, it must be great value for money. I've put him in. I put him in week 1. He was my cheap pick, which allowed me to pick other players in midfield. So my midfield now is Salah, Palmer, and Burmo. Who did I put in? Salah, Palmer, and Burmo. I had 4 absolute worldies. Wirtz, Salah, Palmer, Wirtz, and Burmo. And Devaney. That's my midfield for FPL. Jordan, opinions on the Eze replacement from Leicester. Yeah, El Canouse. Good player. Talented player. A lot of Newcastle fans I've spoke to, they were linked with El Canouse as well. And yeah, there was quite a lot of Newcastle fans seemed a little bit upset that he was maybe going to Palace. And they would have preferred him going to Newcastle. I says Amarim is not getting sacked. Trust me, I feel we will back our manager for once. You've backed him. Of course you've backed him. But the problem is, mate, he's breaking records in terms of defeats. At some point you've got to look at it and say he's lost more games than any other Manchester United manager. I think he's got the the worst home record of any Manchester United manager over the last 40 years. He's lost far more than any other manager, and I personally don't see a huge improvement. And they've spent a fortune as well. Jordan, Devaney won't play, don't risk it, guys. Well, it's not really a risk. It's 4.5 million on FPL, Devaney. And I just look at it as, I can stick him on the bench, and I've got them 4 in midfield then. Wirtz, Salah, Palmer and Burmo, they'll play every week. Palace, chance. It's it. Oh, straight through, and the keeper claims it. Not a shot on target, but again, Mark Gay causing problems. Palace really only making chances here from long throws into the box. Opening 15 minutes, it's not been great to watch. It's not been vintage. Maybe lacking a little bit of silky, smoothie. They might need a nice smooth number 10 in there. They're missing Eberechi Eze already, Palace, you might say. But yeah, they're playing very, very direct, long throws into the box, causing problems for Fredrikstad, and that's really the only chances we've seen in the opening 15-20 minutes. 3-star Reds, Jordan, I'll be watching the El Clasico on the box on Sunday. Wish you well, mate. Hope you win the Conference League, but of course want you to lose on Sunday. Anthony Lafleur, as a Milan supporter, I definitely see Reinders being a difference maker for City this season. I knew he would fit Pep's style like a glove. I'd agree with that. Yeah. I am concerned with if they get Reinders playing regularly alongside even a half-fit Rodri. City are going to take some stopping. Jordan, unpopular opinion, I'd rather see Nketiah there when he's fit. Oh, no. Don't rate Nketiah. Michael, Kieran, would you take Gay before the transfer window closes for 30 million, a decent fee for a quality defender, or do you wait until he's available on a free? He would shore up that Liverpool defence. Liverpool want him now, mate. Yeah, Liverpool want him. I think, I don't know what the hold-up is. From what I gather, and again, Jordan is a Palace fan who's in the chat right now, he might be able to shed a bit more light on it than I can, but my understanding as a Liverpool fan is that Steve Parish wants to sell. Steve Parish is quite keen to sell him now. Because he wants the money. He doesn't want to let him go for free next year. I think Glasner would be quite happy to keep him for another year. I think Gay would be quite happy to stay for another year because he knows that in 12 months' time, whether it's to Liverpool or someone else, Mark Gay will get a signing on fee of it'll be a nice chunk of cash, won't it? A very nice chunk of change. If Liverpool had to pay 35 million for him this summer and they get him for free next summer, you can imagine Mark Gay's agent is going, ho ho! I'll have a nice bit of bunts there. So, yeah, I think they're quite relaxed about it, Gay and his agent for sure. Aberdeen losing 1-0, says be yourself, Dylan. LG, if you were a footballer playing for Atletico, would you take a move to Bournemouth? Depends if I was playing regularly or not. And Bournemouth's cool. I like Bournemouth. Just there, nice on the south coast. It's all good. Joe Key, there has been nothing specified that you're linked with Isak. It could be his dad for all we know. I guess so, yeah. Kuram Cunha's a class player. He is very good, yeah. Ben Hughes, 7 wins out of 30 games or something for Amorim. This is it. I don't understand why he's got such, loyalty coming out of the Man United fan base. I'm baffled by it. At some point, it has to matter the results. Like, yes, there's context to all these things, but at what point is it just like, well, we're Manchester United, we should be getting results? And it's just mad to me. Shot from distance, and first shot on target there in anger from Jean-Philippe Mateta. Outside the area, left-footed, low, and quite comfortable for the keeper. But again, Mark Gay breaking the lines there. Really good play from the centre-back. That's why Liverpool need him. Picking the ball up in that sort of a position there. And breaking the lines with that sort of a pass. Really good play. Adama, I think it'll take 40 to get him out of there. I don't think there's an issue with price. I honestly don't. I think it's the rumours coming out of the sources. How accurate they are, we don't know. But certainly the rumours doing the rounds with the Liverpool sources is actually that it's Gay all holding the deal up. That it's not actually Steve Parish or Liverpool. Liverpool and Parish are relatively aligned on what it will take to get the deal done. Apparently it is Gay. Apparently Gay's holding it up because he wants assurances of play time, which you're not going to get at Liverpool. But I think that's one of the factors that he's looking at, because he doesn't want to go sit on the bench at Liverpool in a World Cup year, which is understandable, but he's not going to do that. If he comes, then he would play. And yeah, just I look at it and I think there's no way. There's absolutely no way at all that it's Gay holding it up. But that seems to be the noise that's being made anyway. Paco De Luca, how do we play? I assume you mean Crystal Palace. How are Palace playing? They've got total control of the game. Fredrikstad really aren't getting any possession at all. I've not looked at the possession stats, but I would imagine it's probably about 80-20 in Palace's favour. I'll take a look now and I'll let you know what the stats are. For Palace, it is 75-25. There you go. 75% to 25% in favour of Palace. Fredrikstad can't get the ball. We've had one shot on target all game from Mateta, which was outside the area. Very comfortable for the keeper. We're 20 minutes in. The only real challenge the only real problems that have come for Fredrikstad have been long throws into the box from Palace. It's been a bit flat. Adama, Ruben at the wheel, keep him there, please. Jordan, the price isn't an issue. It's just that we haven't got a replacement, so we aren't allowing it. It may well, yeah. I acknowledge it may well be that, to be honest, as well, Jordan. It may well be that Palace are the ones holding it up, but the noise is coming from the Liverpool camp, at least. The noises that I am hearing from the people who I reliably, the ones who we see on Twitter, who I know and have give good information in the past, they have been intimating that actually it feels like it's Mark Gay who is a little bit reluctant to leave just yet, and he wants assurances on, playing time and whatever. It might also be that the Konate thing is holding that up as well, by the way. Liverpool have offered a contract to Ibrahima Konate. If we don't get that new contract signed from him, there's a very, very good chance that he goes to Real Madrid in this window. I mean, in the next week, we might end up selling Konate. And if we sell Konate, the Gay deal is done like that. It's done immediately because he would come in straight away alongside Van Dijk. So there won't be a problem with that one, but I think it might just be maybe a mix of all three holding it up. Chubby Brown, Palace. If Palace play like this against Forest on Sunday, they'll get hammered. You guys don't know how the players, we know them very well and we just keep blaming the managers. Let's point our fingers at them for once. Mate, I watch every single game that Manchester United play on this channel, right? I watch every single game United play, and we have a good, I think we, in this community, I would say, we have a good idea of Manchester United's players and what they're capable of, and you've made some very decent signings in Cunha and Burmo. But I still think the manager's got some things really, really wrong. Jordan, people need to see it from our side. If Gay goes, our next defender is Chadi Riyad, who's never fit. Poor lad, he had a really... He was very well thought of at Barcelona, wasn't he, Chadi Riyad? And came in from, was it Betis? Just got a couple of big injuries, poor lad. 3-star Reds, Forest will be a totally different team from the team you're playing tonight. Forest against Palace is going to be a good game this weekend. Plymouth with 4 defeats in a row, says Be Yourself, Dylan. Yeah, absolutely. Caleb, Prem Dad, did you pass your GCSEs? Because my mate in year 11 didn't today. I did a pass. I think I did pass, yeah. I passed. I think I got 10. I think I got 10 GCSEs. They were all pretty bog standard though. There was one maybe couple I got like A's and A's. I got an A star in, like an A star in English or media. Can't remember which one I got an A star in. And then I got a couple of A's, and then most of them were like B's and C's. But the thing I was most proud of was I got a B in maths, and I'm shocking at maths. I think I also got a double B in science, which again, shocking at science. Chemistry, physics, biology, didn't really enjoy any of them. Red card to Steaua Bucharest. Panathinaikos 1-1 against Samsunspor. Get in. Swifty, it's pointless hiring Amorim if he isn't given time with his own players, money wasted before him. I know, but is that not a bit short-sighted? Saying that you can't really judge a manager until he's got a load of his own players in. I don't think that's not why you hire a manager. Surely you hire a manager to bring them in and they have to get the best out of what they've got. You want them to... There's no way Amorim gets that job unless he said in his interview, I think I can get more from these. I can definitely get more from this group of players. I mean, they sacked Ten Hag because he had them in 12th with that group of players. So the board obviously thought that they could do better. Amorim came in and somehow got him to... Where did they finish in the end? Was it 16th? You know, he had over half a season with the same group of players, and he's come in already and spent more than any other team in the Premier League. If he doesn't get Champions League football, I've got to be honest, I think he should be gone. Jordan or Nathaniel Klein at centre-back, and we all know how that goes. Nathaniel Klein on a football pitch is still baffling to me. Again, I thought he was finished years ago when we got rid of him at Liverpool. Tom Christensen says Crystal Palace Forest 0-0 is my prediction this weekend. And Tim Davis says watch Palace win on Sunday. Wouldn't be a surprise. Yeah, Adama defo goals in the Palace Forest game for sure. I've backed 2-2 for that one. I might publish me... I've done it, but I've not edited it. And I'm always reluctant whether or not to release it or not. I might just leave it. But I've done a prediction video for this weekend's games. But I need to finish editing it and get it out before Chelsea and West Ham kick off, which just feels like a massive waste of time, doesn't it? I think I just need to be a bit more organised next week and try and get the prediction video out on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, you know, give it a bit of time to actually do okay. Martin, Christian, also Jordan, he's very good backup, not going to lie, puts a shift in, just like Jordan Ayew and Ward used to. I says you guys was patient with Klopp the first 2 seasons. So the difference with Klopp was Klopp got us to a European final, mate, in his first season. And we looked absolutely incredible all the way through that season. We looked, in my opinion, just as Amorim did. Obviously, got you to a European final, but you got beaten by Spurs, and I don't think you looked very good all the way through it. I think you struggled against Lyon. You struggled through in games that you probably should have. I just think you look at Klopp and Amorim, it's a completely different setup. It's a completely different setup. Klopp, those first 2 seasons at Liverpool were night and day compared to what we're seeing with Amorim now. It's not even remotely the same. Reese, also how have Channel 5 managed to get European football? Mate, Channel 5's insane. Channel 5's wicked. Get Jonathan Pearce on commentary. I always remember Jonathan Pearce during a Liverpool UEFA Cup game. Steven Gerrard scored a goal and he gave this legendary piece of commentary. How hard? Gerrard! Absolutely unbelievable stuff from a very underrated commentator, Jonathan Pearce. Joe, what was the Newcastle prediction? I shouldn't have asked, to be honest. I think I said 3-1 to Liverpool. Or, no, 2-1. 2-1 to Liverpool. Swifty, they had a list of players on big wages they sent out on loan. He had limited options last season. Ben Hughes, FCSB isn't Stour. It is. FCSB is Stour. Of course it is. FCSB is Stour Bucharest. Shakhtar 1, Servette 1. Fatboy 007, Potter will feel real pressure if they get a beating. It's a shame no Premier League team took Ferguson on loan. Well, Everton wanted to, apparently. Yeah, apparently Everton were really keen to take Evan Ferguson. And Roma, who are also kind of owners of Everton, the Friedkin Group, they own Everton and Roma. Evan Ferguson, went to Roma instead. Everton are a little bit annoyed. Everton fans are making noises already, by the way, that, they're not getting any money spent at Everton. Roma have just signed Leon Bailey. Everton are desperate for a right winger. Roma get Leon Bailey on loan from Villa. So Everton are already get just noises being made. A little bit of disgruntled noises from Evertonians that actually, we're in this multi-club model. And we expected to be the priority. We expected to be number one in that club model, and it doesn't look like we're actually gonna be number one. Hey Lou, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Little 7 ton. You got 7 ton already. Good lad. Craig Foley, good to see you, mate. Evening. Simone Cicero, Segnate Meze Sege. I don't know what that means. Adama, us Liverpool fans are a different breed. Stevie G was the man. I'll tell you what, Palace and Fredrikstad here, this is not looking a particularly good performance, I would say, from Palace in these opening 30 minutes. I was expecting a bit more of a cohesive attacking performance, but they're looking a little bit disjointed without Eze. Fine at the back defensively, no problems, but you would have expected them to create some chances here, and yeah, it's not been a particularly good start, I would say. Anderlecht 1, AEK Athens 1, CFC James. It's going to be a snooze fest, this game. Well, surely not after the last night. Craig, is Eze playing? No, Eze's not playing. Eze's not playing now. Ellen Green, the stadium is too good for Everton. It's going to be a corner here to Fredrikstad. It's been a bad... It's not been a good first half, this, from Palace. Adam Trek Anime, Eze make the right choice? I don't think so, no. I think he'd have been better at Spurs. I think it's a more similar system to the one that he works in at Palace, and I think he'd have done better at Spurs. But he's an Arsenal fan, isn't he? He's got unfinished business at Arsenal. So I can understand him going to Arsenal, I'll say that. Let's leave it at that. I can understand him going there, but for me, I think he probably should have been... He would have been better at Spurs. Donald, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Tim Davis, it'd be funny if Arsenal get third this season. 3-star Reds, what have Everton and Spurs got in common in the transfer window? A multi-million-pound stadium. Sar down the right-hand side. Panathinaikos 2, Samsunspor 1. That's good. Michael, Tottenham must be gutted to lose Eze to their rivals Arsenal when it looked at one stage that signing was in the bag for them. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the main issue really for Arsenal fans, like I was saying earlier. I think Arsenal fans are just really excited the fact that he's turned down Spurs. It's less about how good the player is, it's more about the fact that he's told Spurs to jog on. Thomas, what do you think about Bodo Glimt? Well, a superb game yesterday against Sturm Graz. Would be exciting to see them in the Champions League. Well, Bodo had a terrific European run last year. Don't forget, obviously, they were a couple of games away from reaching the Europa League final against Manchester United. Spurs ended up knocking them out in the semis. But, yeah, Bodo Glimt did well. They knocked Lazio out, of course, on penalties. So, yeah, I think Bodo Glimt deserve a run in the Champions League. And I wasn't expecting them to put 5 past Sturm Graz, but they've got their place now, haven't they? Good luck to them. Well done to Bodo Glimt. Couple of very, very good players at Bodo. Evian and Berg, players like that. It's a good club, Bodo Glimt. Adama, Everton might struggle. They've lost the luck of Goodison now. All teams do. When they go to a new stadium, people forget this every single time a team has gone from a new stadium, from an old stadium where they're established and they're comfortable. They go into a new stadium. Every single time there's been a drop-off. Every time. West Ham, I think, went from 11th to... Sorry, City went from 11th to 16th. West Ham went from about 8th to 12th. Spurs went from 2nd to 6th in their first year. Palace, ball in. Hibs have gone behind against Legia Warsaw. Aberdeen 0, Steaua Bucharest 1. Steaua Bucharest down to 10 men, but Hibs also down to 10. Hibs also losing 1-0. Craig Foley, did Arsenal buck that trend? Well, Arsenal were 4th at Highbury, but they reached the Champions League final. They went the distance in the FA Cup, I think. They had generally quite a good year in terms of the cup competitions. Now, they finished 4th again at the Emirates, but they went out of everything really early. So you could say that it was just a worse season. They didn't have a very good season in the new stadium. But Highbury, they weren't massively different. Even the Dell, Southampton, the Dell, I think they went from, it wasn't much of a drop, but they went from like 10th to 11th, I think, something like that. So every team typically has a bit of a drop going into a new stadium. And I imagine, listen, Everton haven't got much to drop, have they? Let's be honest. If Everton dropped from where they were, they're probably going down. So they haven't got an awful lot of room to get worse. Chance! Oh, straight into the keeper's hands. Palace not really carving Fredrikstad open here. Wimbledon to MK. Yeah, I don't think they like that one. Fatboy007 says Newcastle will beat Liverpool on Monday. And Joe says easily Liverpool are going to get humbled by the best crowd in the world. I don't think we get beat. Yeah, I don't think we get beat. We'll see anyway. I'll be live for it. And we can pick the bones out of it on Monday. Make sure you're following me for that, because that one is going to be a game where everyone's getting up for it. West Ham, I think, have signed someone or about to sign someone. Cole says, can you give me a player for my team? A player for your team? Like what? Like present, playing now, or... I'll just say Josh Brownhill. Why not? Josh Brownhill. Craig, what's the Friday night Premier League game? It's West Ham against Chelsea, mate. I'm live for that tomorrow. You know what I feel for that 2016-19 Spurs team for not winning anything? Yeah, they were a good group, that Spurs side, weren't they? Ali, Kane, Alderweireld, Vertonghen at the back. Obviously Son. Ericsson. Good group of players. Palace. There we... Oh, off the post! I thought that was in. Was that Mateta? Palace have hit the post. That's probably your first real chance. It was Mateta. Left-footed, low and hard. Off the post. Great shot from Mateta outside the area. It feels like any chance that Palace are going to create in this one, it's going to have to go from outside the area. It actually took a big deflection. I think the keeper might have saved it. It was a low volleyed shot from outside the box, and it just drilled it into the floor. It was going through a load of players. The keeper would have took it quite cleanly, I think, but it took a deflection, went off the post, and out for a throw-in. But there is your first real chance of the game. It only took 39 minutes on the clock. Adama says, Liverpool, you magpies will be eating humble pie. Michael, I watched an Everton podcast called Toffee TV, and they went behind the scenes at their new stadium. It's all state-of-the-art. It's all self-service, and you can electronically get drinks. Food looks impressive. The food does look impressive, but it's very, very spenny. Very, very spenny. We've been talking about that a little bit on this channel, Michael, that Everton fans haven't been very happy with the price of things at their new stadium. They were upset that a sausage roll had gone up from, I think it was £2 something at Goodison to £3.50 at the new stadium. They complained about that, and the club responded by putting it up to £6.50. I am not kidding you. I'm not kidding you about that. I wish that was a joke. That is actually true. And not only that, but they were coming out of the new stadium after the test game against Roma. They had a friendly game against Roma in pre-season, and all the fans were coming out covered in white dust because of the concrete dust that when they've built the stadium. Obviously, no one's been round with a brush to kind of clean it all up and sweep it away. Fredrikstad are in here. They couldn't, could they? Oh, unlucky. It's gone out for a throw-in on the far side. He's offside anyway. 12 quid, salt and pepper chips, says Fatboy007. Yeah, salt and pepper chips, chicken dippers are about 13 quid as well. I watched, I think I know the video you're talking about there, Michael, Toffee TV. Shout out to Ped and Baz. Toffee TV, I watched that as well, and they were showing all of the food, as good as it might well be. It's really expensive, and it ran out. They ran out of food at half time, and drink as well. Palace must be off the line. Chance, hit it. Wharton, edge of the box. It's gone behind for a corner now. Big save, that from the keeper. Very big save, very nearly for Palace. Floated over to the far side. It was Sarr, I think, with the header. Good save from the keeper. Cleared off the line by Fredrikstad, and then volleyed towards goal by, I think, who is it who actually volleyed it towards goal? Might have been Mitchell. I don't know. 3-star Reds. West Ham have signed Tetley Karen Brady. Says she wants Graham Potter to have a chance for a cup of tea. Georgina, half-time, Shells 1, Linfield 0. Sack the ref immediately. Red card and 2 pens against Linfield. All silly decisions. Wow. Be yourself, Dylan. How's your day been? Today, it's been very, very good for the most part. I had some sad news last night. Basically, my wife's... It's one of my in-laws. My wife's grandma passed away sadly last night, so it's been a very, very sad day. But yeah, other than that, today has been very, very good. But she's very, very old. She was in her 90s, God bless her, and she was definitely ready for it, very much ready for it. And one of them things, sadly. She was a lovely, lovely woman. Yeah, rest in peace. Cheers, Joe. She was a lovely woman, good Christian woman, and she's up there now, Mary. God love her. 3-star Reds. Oh, sorry, what have we said? Adama, the good old pucker pie days at football. But yes, other than that, mate, it's been very good. Thank you for asking, Dylan. Hopefully your day's been good too. Oliver Sims, did you hear the whole of Mexico is behind Sunderland this season? Why is that? Joe, was she a Red as well, Kee? She wasn't. She didn't really follow football, mate. She was in the 90s, the old girl. She was, if it wasn't a game of bingo, probably wasn't really of interest to her. So no, she didn't really follow football. She was a lovely woman, and she was always very, very nice to me. Coming into the family sort of thing. It's always a bit mad when you meet the in-laws, but she was very, very nice, very kind to me. Fatboy007, Kevin Citio, who's your top 5 Prem teams this season? Top 5 is going to be probably the same top 5 as it was last season, maybe with Spurs coming in 5th. So I think it's going to be Liverpool, City 2nd, Arsenal 3rd, Chelsea 4th, Spurs 5th. That's my pick for the top 5. Fatboy007, who's your favourite 3 managers and not ex-Liverpool managers? My favourite 3 managers, they can't have managed Liverpool. Mourinho. I love Mourinho. He's one of them managers I think could have been a very good Liverpool manager. I like Ancelotti. And again, Everton manager, but I like Ancelotti, I really do. I always thought Ancelotti was very, very good. Just a really cool guy. And, yeah, so Ancelotti, Mourinho, who else would I say? I'm struggling. Who else? Yeah, I don't know. Really struggling. If they're not Liverpool managers. Well, there's lots of good managers, of course, but... Michael, I expect the transfer window to go mad in the next week as it's the last full week of the window. Palace have to replace Eze. Isaac, Wisser has to be resolved, and a number of clubs need new players. I agree. Mariano Cáceres, win Palace. Yeah, Palace will win. Of course they will. I had them scoring in the first half, though, so they've already cost me my bet. I had them there. I had them. Palace to win. Goal in the first half, goal in the second. 3-star Reds, tell your wife Kee we're thinking of her thoughts and prayers with you all. Cheers, mate. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. To be honest, it's one of them. You know, it's been coming for a really, really long time, and you just quite a few times she'd said like I don't want to be here anymore. Like I'm in pain. I don't enjoy it. Like take me out the back sort of thing, making a joke of it. And it's just one of them things. But she a lovely, lovely woman. She really was. Palace 0 and Fredrikstad 0 half time. Yeah. What do we think of that? What do we make of that then? Palace fans, Fredrikstad fans, any fans? What do you make of that? Because everyone was expecting Palace to walk this one. There's not really been any clear chances. Couple maybe. Mateta smashing it off the post. And the one where the keeper makes a decent save. That's probably only it. And I would have expected Palace to have broken down by now. Frimpong already injured. Well, it's time for Bradley to show some. Yeah, Bradley or Joe Gomez. Either of those, I imagine, play. Adama, you and the missus, stay strong. Great innings. 90 RIP. I think she was 93. I think she was older than 90. Yeah. I says Ancelotti coached Everton, Mourinho United. No way they coach you. No, I don't think they will now. But I mean, in you know, I think they could have been in different circumstances. They could have been. Andrew Miller says hate the Liverpool fans. Why? Why do you hate the Liverpool fans? Listen, there's nasty people saying all sorts from different. Doesn't matter what shirt they wear. I'm a Liverpool fan. I've not said anything nasty about Newcastle fans. Adama, Bradley's not 100%. Slot said he won't be starting, so it's probably going to be Joe Gomez then, isn't it? Michael, Kieran, will you be doing a final day transfer day coverage on your channel as clubs make a last frantic dash to get players through the door? I haven't really thought about that, but I guess I could do, couldn't I? When does the actual transfer window slam shut? Transfer window closes at 7 PM on Monday, 1st of September. Right, okay. Yes. What games are on Monday, 1st of September? Because I might do like a 6-hour live. Let's do it. Why not? Monday, 1st of September. What games are on? What are we missing? Monday. Oh, it's Villa against Palace at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock kickoff, Villa against Palace. Right, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll be live. Yeah, bugger it. We'll go live at like 12 o'clock. And then we'll end it at like 6. And then we'll start the Villa stream. So I'll just do like a long, continuous transfer deadline stream. And you can pop in and out as you want to, as the news is going on throughout the day. Michael, Palace won't be the same without Eze, and if they lose Gay before the window closes, it's not likely to be a good season for them. They're not easy players to replace England internationals. I honestly think that Palace will be fine, but domestically they don't really have any pressure. They'll finish mid-table again, 10th, 11th, 12th. They're fine though. The real priority for Palace has to be this competition, and they can't afford to be taking it so casually. I think they smashed these tonight. I was hoping they'd put 3 or 4 past them. But you're right, 3-Star Red says Palace need to be at least going to Norway with a 2-0 lead. They do alright in Norway. The only challenge you'll find in Norway is I think it might be a plastic pitch at Fredrikstad. If it's a plastic pitch, if it's AstroTurf, you get injuries on them sorts of pitches. You get some players who don't even want to play on them, by the way. Ball bounces differently, all these different things, and Fredrikstad will be used to it. Palace maybe less so. So it'll be a difficult away one, that. They've got to just have a little conflab here at half-time. Oliver Glasner, he's got to say, listen, lads, we need to get this one over the line tonight to avoid all this nonsense in the second leg. Andrew, the way that they're going on, saying we're a little club and saying know our spot about Isak. Well, I've not said that, mate. I'm a Liverpool fan. I've not said that. I haven't said for 1 second know your place or anything like that. But you would also have to admit, you'd also have to acknowledge that there is a pecking order. And I think that's maybe what people are indelicately saying, is that there is a pecking order in football. And if Real Madrid come calling for Liverpool players, usually they get them. If Barcelona have come calling for our players in the past, usually they get them. There is a bit of a pecking order in football, and you know, if Newcastle players want to leave, then you know it's kind of futile trying to keep them. Is my opinion anyway. And that's not necessarily an opinion guided because of the fact that he's coming to Liverpool. It's nothing to do with that. It is just, I think that's how football works. Like, Liverpool go and pick on Newcastle and Brighton and, you know, players like that. Brighton and Newcastle go and pick on Wolves and Brentford. Brentford go and pick on Midtjylland and, you know, other teams around Europe. There is just a cycle to these things. It just is what it is. Fire says Tottenham and Newcastle have learnt about the pecking order. And Joe says, I don't know why Isak's going to the smaller club. I don't understand. I feel City wins the league this season, says I. Don't ask me why. Adama says the old Luton Town plastic pitch. Oldham also had one. That's true, yeah. Awful things, those plastic pitches. Adama says the old... Oh, sorry. Michael, I would expect a number of other podcasters will be doing a marathon coverage of the last day of the transfer window, as a number of podcasters have done over the last couple of years. I know, and do you know what, Michael? As much as that is a reason to do it, that can sometimes be a reason not to do it as well. Like, for example, this channel does really, really well on these types of games. Any game that's Championship, Eredivisie, La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, niche channel, niche games, I guess. We do really well. We tend to get thousands and thousands of views. We get lots and lots of people engaging in the chat on TikTok, on Twitch, on YouTube, X, everywhere. We get thousands and thousands of people watching. And it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Soon as a Premier League games comes on, like whether it's... Well, it doesn't matter. All I can assume is that all the people who watch us regularly all go and watch United Stand or AFTV or whoever it might be. Because Premier League games, we get dreadful views on here. Absolutely awful ones. So, they're growing, don't get me wrong, I say dreadful. They're still getting bigger, the same as all the views on the channel are, but sometimes it's the reason why other people are doing it means I probably shouldn't be doing it, if I'm honest. Aberdeen 0, Steaua Bucharest 2. Fatboy007, Kenneth Taylor might come to the Premier League this window. Ajax need to sell a few. Fires, Endo swap with Stiller and Cash would be perfect for Liverpool. No. Endo, listen, Endo, there's no way at all that Stiller can do the role that Endo does. Endo is the only player we have who can actually play in the number 6. Mad Pup, second half, Aberdeen 0, Steaua Bucharest 2. Bad all night for Aberdeen. DC, who's playing tonight? It's Palace, mate. Crystal Palace against Fredrikstad in the Conference League. It's 0-0 at half-time. It's been a bloody awful game to watch. We've picked some rubbish to watch these last couple of nights, haven't we? Celtic last night against Kairat Almaty. 0-0. Dreadful. And we're doing the same against... We deserve paying for watching this guff. Danny LUFC, what do you think to the Leeds game, Key? I thought Leeds made it a very difficult atmosphere, but I still think Leeds need a few. I know you've signed Noah Okafor, which is good, but I think you still need a few, and Everton certainly need a few if you are going to stay up. What I saw on Monday, mate, is 2 teams who I think will be down there at the bottom of the end of the season. Leeds, I still think, are a real worry in terms of scoring goals. I look at the the front line of Leeds. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is a Championship centre forward. Joel Pirro, I think he's a Championship centre forward. You got Dan James, he's not a Premier League winger. Mana Solomon's gone. Nemesha remains to be seen, but again, his goal scoring rate in the Bundesliga wasn't terrific. I don't see a real front line attack there that can. And Nonto as well doesn't have a track record of scoring goals, creating goals in the Prem. As tidy as a player as he is, I still think Leeds need goals up there. So, in my humble opinion, Leeds will be down there again this season. I probably will go down unless something really, really good happens in the last couple of weeks in the transfer window. Cody says ups on Tottenham this season. Tottenham, I think, will be the most improved side. I think they're going to finish 5th. I really, really like Tottenham and Thomas Frank. I think they're very, very good. John, who's been the better team? Palace have had control, 75% possession to Fredrikstad's 25%. Fredrikstad have made a couple of breaks forward. They've had a few corners, which I don't think many was expecting them to. Most people thought Palace would be 3 or 4 up by now. It's just not been that sort of a game. Palace, if anything, have been sort of creating through direct football, long throws into the box, things like that. There's not been a huge amount of chances created from either sides. Ben Hughes, Scottish teams doing well in Europe again. Yeah, Aberdeen struggling. Hibs losing as well. Bad stuff. Empty, can Man U survive the drop? I think so. I would imagine so. Sam Brown, good to see you, Sam. Reese's Footy Feed, who's your favourite other content creator, if you have one? Mine would be an Arsenal fan, Deluded Gooner. I have lots of footy content creators who I keep an eye on. There's a lot of them. There really is a lot of them that I like. The problem I have is I don't tend to remember too many of them. I'm trying to think who would be one that I quite like. Is it? I tell you, I've been watching quite a bit of recently, and I do really, really enjoy his stuff. He's relatively, I think he's relatively new to YouTube. Anyway, he's a young lad, very, very good guy. Does championship predictions and stuff. Callum Fowler. I've watched a little bit of Callum Fowler. I really like Callum Fowler's stuff. He does well. He does really well. He started his. I think he's probably got about 18 months to 2 years on me doing this. I mean, I'm still only about 7 or 8 months in, but he's been really good. I enjoy his stuff. There's quite a lot of other footy content creators, as I say. Toffee TV, I think, do good work, and most of them, yeah, I like a lot of them. Even like Stretford Paddock and stuff like that. I don't mind watching Stretford Paddock. Gios, do you think Burnley can stay in the Prem? I don't know. I think Burnley are, sadly, almost certainly going down. Sam, when's the Champions League draw? The Champions League draw is, I believe, next week. The Champions League phase draw is 28th of August. Starts at 5 p.m. So I'll be live for that. We'll do that. 28th of August, live. I'll be doing the Champions League draw. But there's definitely going to be a game on, isn't there? 28th of August. What games have we got on the 28th? Here we go. 28th. Oh, Fredrikstad and Palace. The away leg of this. There you go. Right, so we'll be watching this then. We'll be watching this, the away leg, and we'll be doing the Champions League draw. That's a win. There you go. Adama, Redmen TV, Anfield Agenda, decent channels, Key. And see, I'll be honest, mate. I don't like those. And it's nothing to do with them per se. But I don't feel like I've got a voice on them as a Liverpool fan. And I can't even tell you why. They create... It's good stuff. It's all good stuff. I've no issues with either of them. I don't really... I don't connect with it. It doesn't really make an awful lot of... Well, I don't enjoy it. That's what I would say. I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy watching those Liverpool fan channels. And if I'm really honest, I don't really enjoy any Liverpool fan channels. There's not too many of them that I connect with and think, I love watching that regularly. There's not many fan channels, if I'm dead honest, that I watch regularly unless I'm doing a game about them. Like, I'll do it for research purposes and stuff. Like, if we're watching Everton and Brighton at the weekend, I'll watch the Everton preview on Toffee TV, and I'll go to like a Brighton fan channel and I'll watch their preview, so then I can get a feeling for what both fans think going into it. Joe, I like football chat uncensored. He's a big Arsenal fan. He's called Rhino. FM No Casuals, this is my favourite Liverpool fan channel, can't lie. Behave yourself. This isn't a Liverpool fan channel. Don't start those sorts of vicious, unfounded rumours. Joe, you're the only Sunderland fan I like. Come on, let's not be at it. Right, we're off here for the second half. Fredrikstad getting us underway. Let's hope we get some goals in this second half then, eh? Can't get much fucking worse. Listen, I am on a mission to try and get to 6,000 followers as well on YouTube. So we've got a fair few of you watching along at the moment on YouTube. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do us a favour. It takes you 2 minutes. I'm live every single day. We will be watching the return leg of this one next week. Palace against Fredrikstad in Norway. So if you want to watch along with us next week as well, if you're enjoying this, if you like this sort of a community, give us a like, give us a follow and a subscribe. It massively helps. And yeah, let's see how we go. Geordie, how are the lads? Big up, mate. Good to see you. You looking forward to Monday? Monday night. Joe Linton getting done for GBH. Apparently. Joe, you're in for one on your Tuesday stream. If we beat yous, I'll be a bit jolly. I'm surprised, to be honest, if we... I know, because you're at the game, aren't you? You're at the game on Monday night. But I do get the feeling that if you do beat us, I'm gonna end the stream and I'll wake up on Tuesday morning and I'll just have loads of comments on the YouTube stream from you. Just put loads of like ha 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 ha, loads of comments. Monday's gonna be war, says Geordie. I hope it's not. I get the feeling it's gonna be like a proper damp squib now. It's gonna end up being like a 0-0. It'll start like a big cauldron, but actually it'll fizzle out and just be a bit naff. Joe, bank holiday as well, can't beat it. I know, everyone's going to be out on the lash drinking all day, especially if the sun's out. Can you imagine if it's a nice day? Everyone's going to be in the beer garden from about 12 o'clock. drinking all day, and then Liverpool comes on at 8 o'clock against Newcastle. That's going to be chaos. Geordie, I would be the first one, mate. Sam Brown says Newcastle v Liverpool, up the mags. Reese's Footy Feed, West Ham have some really good, well-informed ones. Hammers Chat, yeah, I've watched them quite a lot as well. Hammers Chat's good. Yeah. What's that Everton one? I watch a couple of Everton ones, and the one that I've been watching, it's quite funny. So Toffee TV is really good, Ped and Baz, and they work with Sky Sports and stuff. But you've got another Everton fan channel, and I forget what it's called. It might be Follow Everton, maybe. And he's a brummie, and he goes, "What's going on, everyone? It's Mike, it's John, back again." That's how he starts every video. It's wicked. It's not of me taking the piss out of him, by the way, but it's the same every video. It's like a nice little opener. What's going on, everyone? It's Mike, it's John, back again. I was listening to the feedback after the Leeds game on Monday, and they were talking about how they thought it was a conspiracy. They genuinely believe that referees are getting together and planning these like bad decisions. The Tarkovsky one, they're planning it all. Like, it was proper tinfoil hat stuff. I thought it was fantastic. I don't know if they actually mean it or if it's just entertainment, but it was absolutely brilliant. They're very good at what they do. 3-star Reds, after your Liverpool defeat, Geordie, how long before Forest play you and we beat you as well? Sam, I'm a Newcastle supporter and I might go to a pub to watch the Mags v Liverpool. Michael, Blues Boys Network, Mike and John. Mike is the brubby, that's the one. Yeah, Blues Boys Network, that's the one. Yeah, good lads, Mike and John. Seem nice fellas anyway. Geordie, mate, I just saw your fantasy link in your description. Now I've joined your league. Nice, good to have you in there. Yes, if you're around, you want to join our fantasy league, click the description on YouTube. You can join our fantasy league. I don't know where I am in the league at the minute. I'm not too confident, but there is prizes throughout the season. We're going to be giving retro shirts away, stuff like that throughout the season. So if you want to get involved, you want to join, then please do. Palace, he's got to score. Devaney, you've got to score, young man. 6 yards out, he's got to put that in. Header over the bar from young Devaney there. Reese's Footy Feed, Blue Boys TV, that's called. He's known to have a grade A meltdown, and I know him. I was a guest on his for a preview once. Interesting. Okay. Empty, they were uncovering the truth. It was all conspiracy. They don't like the stadium near the port. They only got 12 million toilets. The rest wanted double that size. Yeah, I was going to say, if you watch the Leeds video back from last night, and it's funny. It always makes me laugh because he's definitely due. He does love a meltdown, doesn't he? Joe says bank holiday. Bank holiday as well. Can't beat it. Oh, he's already read that one. Kane Selden just popping in to say hi and like. Cheers, Kane. Good to have you, mate. Good to have you on the channel. Cheers for the like and the sub if you've already subscribed. Really appreciate it. Who do you support, Kane? Are you a Palace fan? Icaro Brazuca. I hope you win. That way I win €200. Lovely. Well, I'm not a Palace fan. I'm a Liverpool fan, but I'm certainly hoping they win as well. Will Hughes knocks it into the box. Again, they can't quite get it away, Palace. Brandon Murray. How's the game going, Key? It's been all Palace. They've had a few chances that they've just managed to waste, but it's 0-0 still. It's been a bit flat. WYS Ivan, where are you from? I am from the UK, mate. I'm from England. The northwest of England, if you want to be more specific. Diego Alberto Zeballos Herrera. Ni tú mismo te lo crees, Freddy. I don't know what that means. I don't speak Spanish. 3-star Reds, I subscribe to Blue Boys TV when we both got our points deductions. Think it's John who has the meltdown. Both lads, total class and a fun channel to watch. Yes. Well, hey, listen, if you do go on again, drop in the comments. Let them know, say, hey, listen, Key at Premier League Dad was giving you props and saying you're nice lads. Ben Hughes, Aberdeen goal, yes, 2-1. Aberdeen coming back into it against Steaua Bucharest. Icaro Brazuca watching from Portugal. Nice. Obrigado. Sorry, not obrigado. Obrigado. Brandon, what's your favourite shirt that you have? My favourite shirt? Probably this Liverpool one. Or maybe the Fiorentina PlayStation one. Sorry, Nintendo one. I like a lot of them. I've got a lot. And I've got loads. Honestly, they're all around me here. Absolutely loads of them. But I like... Me green Liverpool away kit is probably my favourite of all time, if I had to pick one. Empty says, I am from the south side of Fife. South side. Come on, Palace. Sort yourselves out. This is not what we signed up to. I thought we'd see goals tonight. Absolute joke. Laughable performance. Empty, I grew up in the hood. Long throw into the box. Again, this is where Palace are getting the most joy. Those long throws into the box. Oh, chance! There you go. First goal for Palace. Big deflection. Was it an intentional deflection? It's Jean-Philippe Mateta. There's nobody better than Jean-Philippe Mateta. It's an absolute screamer from the edge of the box, and I think he deliberately gets on the end of this. It's like a little deflection. Does he throw his head at it? Let's watch this back. Again, it's all caused by that long throw into the box. Long throw from Palace. He can't quite get it clear, Fredrikstad. Comes out to Will Hughes. Will Hughes volleys it into the ground. Deflected up to the edge of the box. He volleys it back goalwards. Oh, it's some header that. It's a header from Mateta. On the penalty spot, there or thereabouts. Do you know what Keeper's got to do? Keeper has had an absolute nightmare there. He's had an absolute shocker. Yes, it took a deflection. But the keeper is stood about a yard off his line and he gets lobbed. He gets lobbed. That's what we're talking about here. It's a deflection. Will Hughes with a volley. Mateta gets his head on it and deflects it goalwards. And it beats the keeper. Crystal Palace 1, Fredrikstad 0. 55 minutes gone. Can Palace now make it count and make it a really decisive scoreline on the night? The spirit of trance says yes. 3-star Reds, now we may see the Thames barrier. Floodgates open. Jordan, boom. Icaro Brazuca, are you watching? Is Crystal Palace playing well? Is it just bad luck? Well, now, no, not now. Tim Davis, I hate that we have a betting sponsor on our kit. Well, I imagine that might change in the coming years. Apparently they're making that outlawed, aren't they? They're changing the ability to have betting sponsors. Or certainly they're managing how much betting sponsors can sponsor Premier League games and Premier League adverts and things like that. Adamo, Wendell, well done to Palace. Ronnie Dodge, even though I'm a United fan, Palace is a club I keep an eye on as I'm from Croydon. Lovely. Yeah, I was going to say, I always have a bit of a soft spot for Palace just because of how they play under Glasner. I really enjoy the football that Palace play. And plus, one of my favourite ever podcasts that I listen to, well, it's an audio book, it's not a podcast. One of my favourite ever audiobooks is Neil Warnock, his audiobook. If you get the chance to listen to it, Neil Warnock, where he talks about his spell managing Crystal Palace and his time managing QPR and Sheffield United and everything. Honestly, one of the best. If you get a chance to listen to it, I would thoroughly recommend it. It's one of the best I've listened to. Empty. Don't love the betting sponsor, but money is money. We have a law against it, but the thing is, you can't just avoid by changing betting logo and name a bit. 3-star Reds, think it changes next season. That's why Forest only have signed a 1-year deal with Ballies on our shirts. Well, hey, there you go. Brandon Murray, I missed it. Who scored? It was Mateta. Saka, what's the score? It's 1-0 to Palace. Yeah, 1-0 to Palace. Thank you for the follow as well, by the way, Robbo. Really appreciate it. It's going to be a corner to Palace here. 57 minutes gone. Tim Davis, sorry. Price of the Football is a good podcast. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks, Tim. Yeah, I need to be honest, I need to branch out and watch a little bit more, because at the minute doing this channel, I tend to just focus on kind of what each team thinks before we do a game, so I can get a bit of a vibe for what's going on from each team. But yeah, I do like a good podcast, especially if I'm going on a walk. Take the dogs on a walk, or if I'm doing like a long drive somewhere, or especially if I'm going on holiday, which is a thing of the past at the moment. Definitely need an holiday, me. Although saying that, I wouldn't really get a holiday, because I'd be taking you guys with me. Wherever I go, I'll end up doing this. I'll still be doing this. That's the plan, to be doing this abroad. So I just take my camera with me. Take my camera, take my laptop, jump on a plane. Premier League dad, global. MT, at least I can do whatever I want in the South Fife Street. Absolutely. Jordan, get Essay on. Devaney's doing nothing. Romain Essay, scored on his debut, didn't he, for Palace as well? Cheers for the follow. Appreciate that. Thank you for those who have subscribed already on YouTube. A massive, massive thank you. We're live every single day on this channel. Live tomorrow for West Ham against Chelsea. Can West Ham bounce back after that Sunderland defeat? We'll be taking a look at West Ham and talking through what really they need to do this season. Chelsea as well. I mean, Chelsea, they didn't start particularly well against Palace themselves, did they? Here's Munoz. Ball into the box, cleared away. It's all a bit scrappy and a bit desperate from Fredrikstad. But 1-0, you'd probably... I think if they were offered that at the beginning of the game, they'd have taken it, wouldn't they? 1-0 is not a bad scoreline from Fredrikstad's point of view. Harley's AFL Talk says West Ham look awful. They do look all over the place. I would say the one bright spot about West Ham at the moment is Juve, who they've signed. The signing that came in from the Czech League. He has been absolutely sensational in that opening couple of weeks in pre-season, and in the game against Sunderland, he had a chance cleared off the line, didn't he, as well? I think he was really solid, and he's going to be a good find for him. But one of the undercurrents, I learned this last week, I didn't know that this was the case, but do you know that West Ham fans are actually not all that upset? They are upset with Graham Potter, of course they're upset with Graham Potter, but most of the fury, most of the anger is directed at Sullivan, the owner. I didn't know this. Yeah, I didn't know this, but apparently they're really frustrated that Sullivan, West Ham's owner, is constantly sort of getting agents to buy. Like, he's got a very good relationship with a particular agent, and they keep signing players from that agent, because obviously he says, I reckon I can get this guy, so I'll get him in. And it's not necessarily signings that Potter wants or Lopetegui wanted, but the signings that Sullivan is, agents are saying to Sullivan, listen, this guy's absolutely brilliant, get him in, he's absolutely fantastic. So Sullivan's going, oh, yeah, Sam, we'll do it, we'll get it done quick. He's buying him, and managers are going, I mean, he's not necessarily he's not what I want, he's not the player I want. Well, you've got him, deal with him. You can get a tune out of him. And apparently there's loads of West Ham players over the last 10 years who've come in on that basis from Sullivan. So I've got major concerns by sort of giving Graham Potter loads of stick, when actually, if that's the threshold, if that's the structure that he's working within, it feels a little bit harsh, doesn't it? That we're criticising him so much. Sinisalo, what's happening, Big Key? Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. OPKR, I'm a Wolves fan. Reckon we're going down this season. Do you think Wolves sell Strand Larsen? As a Wolves fan, do you think you sell him? And if you do, who would you want? Who would you target? You've only paid 27 million. Was it 27 million euros you paid for Strand Larsen? a couple of months ago, and you're going to sell him for maybe 60 million quid to Newcastle. That's bloody good going. As good a player as he is, by the way, I think Strand Larsen's terrific, but if you do get that money, that's... Can't really turn it down, can you? Jordan says 1-0 ain't bad. Shame it's going to end at least 3-0 then. Hey, let's hope so. Get the game wrapped up in the first leg. That's what Palace wants. Tim Davis says, watch West Ham beat Chelsea. Please don't say that, because I've got Chelsea on everything. I've got Chelsea on everything here. Sinisalo, what match are you watching? Palace. Yep, Palace 1. Fredrikstad 0. About half an hour to go. OPKR, 60 million is a good business, but leaves us in a terrible situation once owners lack ambition. 60 million is good business, but leaves us in a terrible situation since owners lack ambition. Well, I know, but if you get 60 million, you'd expect to. I would expect them to sign at least a replacement, if not more, wouldn't they? I know they maybe do lack ambition, but I'd still expect them to replace Strand Larsen. Wolves are going to have to do something, because at the moment, I wouldn't have your favourites to go down, but you can certainly be one of those that gets dragged into it. Yeah, for sure. What are we saying, Pup? Pup, with the wee one, you'll soon be going to Haven and dancing about like an idiot with the Seaside squad. Been there and got the t-shirt and the teddies and. Well, to be honest, she's already, Dad, can I paint your nails? Dad, can I put your hair into a bun? Well, no, you can't, love. That's long since fell out and gone grey. So, no, you can't do that. But she's forever getting me dancing to Moana and dancing to this, that and the other. It's part of it. But I love it. It's absolutely brilliant. It warms your heart. As much as I wanted a little boy, being a girl dad is wonderful. Really does warm your heart. Gary at SWFC, who pays you to watch football then? Are you going to answer this time? I can answer, yeah. I can answer. I've no problem answering, mate. There's loads of people. So you get paid off YouTube ad revenue. You can get paid off TikTok ad revenue. You can get paid off Twitter ad revenue. You can also get paid off sponsorships. You can also get paid off memberships. You can also get paid off merch and selling. So there's like 4 or 5 different ways you can earn. But there's lots of different ways, yeah. Lots of different ways. Bournemouth signed the Moroccan striker from Bayern Leverkusen. We're winning the Prem. Oh, Adley. Yes, Adley. Yeah, that's not a bad signing at all. Empty. Charlerio is just agent selecting the players. The agent owns the club. In the past it was even more, but now it's changed. 3-star red shows the nails, thank you. Oh no, I can show you this. This is, let me see if I can actually show it you. Look at the back of my laptop. Just look at that. It's Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig on the back of my laptop. She's got, and that's only like the side of my laptop. The amount of stickers all over the back of my laptop. Peppa Pig and all sorts. She's forever sticking stickers all over the car, all over everything. OPKR, we haven't had a 9 as good as Larsen since Raul Jimenez, so big shoes to fill with not long left in the window. That's true enough. Sinisalo, how the Celtic game ended 0-0 last night, I don't know. I do, they were both crap. They were awful. Wolves haven't really spent the money they got for Cunha. Palace, must be. Hit it. Borna Sosa, miles over the bar. Shelbourne 3, Linfield 1, by the way, going on elsewhere. Sinisalos should have scalped him. Hibernian 0, Legia Warsaw 3. What a shame for Hibs. Hibs really struggling. Aberdeen really struggling. Linfield struggling. OPKR, where else are you live, pal? I am live on YouTube, mate. If you go and check me out on YouTube, Premier League Dad. I'm also on X, on Twitch. I don't know if I actually am on Twitch tonight. But I am on YouTube. YouTube is where I've got kind of most of my subscribers and everything as well. Ronnie Dodge, I'm the only boy between 3 of us, so I have to be the big brother, and my sister just got engaged. Oh, that's nice. Congratulations, mate. That's lovely. That I guess that means you have to sort of do the whole big brother job. You've got a speech at the wedding and all that sort of stuff. Jordan, still yet to see what Sosa does going forward. Can't cross or anything, about as much use as a chocolate fire guard. He missed a penalty as well in the Community Shield. That could have cost you that, if not for us being absolutely garbage at pens. But yeah, no, I think he'll just be an okay signing, Borna Sosa. I still think Tyrick Mitchell's your main guy. Who's this coming on? Is that Odsonne Edouard? Is it Edouard? I'll have a look, lad. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Yes, if you do, go and have a quick check over on YouTube. It does massively make a difference if you can subscribe. I say it every live, but people ask me, like, what do you do? Do you do this for a living? Yes, I do this for a living. I quit my job to do this. So it's it's an absolute must. If you can somehow help a brother out, if you can subscribe, you'll be helping a dad. Me, my little girl, my wife, try to cobble together some sort of modest income. So every little subscription helps. So yeah, even if you can just, you don't have to pay any. Just to let, all you do is comment and subscribe. It just lets YouTube know this guy's all right. He's not a bad fella. So if you can, thank you very much. Even if you're just watching and you decide not to subscribe, thank you still. I really appreciate it. MT Krupp's also feeling good after their performance today. 70 minutes gone. And next Thursday, it'll be live again from 4:30. Fredrikstad against Palace. We'll be live for that one. You can bet your bottom dollar. Kee PR, nice channel. I'm Naps in the YouTube chat, by the way. Oh, right. Cheers, mate. Thank you. I was trying to see how to pronounce that, but I had no idea. I'll just call you Naps. Chelsea supporter. I thought I was going to see a live match. Think again, mate. Channel 5 don't take too kindly to people broadcasting on YouTube. I don't know if you're new to that. I'm sure people think you can just broadcast the game. Be sound. Be absolutely sound. There won't be any repercussions for it at all. Sinisalo, still 2-0 Warsaw. Must have been offside or VAR check. Really? Ronnie Dodge, United are playing Wednesday in the second round of the League Cup. Second round, I'm stunned. Yeah, Grimsby. It's live on ITV, that one as well. Odsonne Edouard, just winning a free kick there. Could he play a little bit more of a bigger role now Eze's gone, do we think? Empty, yes you can for a couple of minutes, but then you're banned. Exactly, that's the thing. You can't show the game. If I show the game, I get banned. The channel gets banned. I'd love to show the game. My views would go through the roof. I'd get loads of views, but I can't do it. So no. But we can watch about it. We can watch it. We can talk about it. I can let you know what's going on. We can all have a chit chat in the channel. Jordan, please don't say that. Ball into the box, headed back in, must be. Oh, unlucky, cleared away by Fredrikstad again. It's getting a little bit scrappy back there. Jordan, he cannot play there, no. What if you go to a nice 4-4-2, Jordan? Ronnie Dodge, is it on TV? Thanks for the heads up, Kee. It is, yeah, it's on. This is on, United. United is on ITV, yes. 3-star Reds, when my niece was a young and she used to keep bringing in some plastic mole ornament figure we have in our garden until she learned how to deadhead the flowers in the garden. She's now 18 this year. Oh, that's nice. That's lovely. Empty, Lucky Goldbridge will stream the Bundesliga soon. He will see some good footy. Well, he gets 20 games, which isn't actually an awful lot, but still, 20 games is not bad at all, and he's done that. That's a huge, huge win for a guy who started out watching it in his bedroom, you know. That's a huge win, and it's he's innovated, hasn't he? He's done really well, Mark Goldbridge. So massive respect to him for doing that. Chelsea, I've realised that I'm subscribed, mate. I've hit the notification bell. Just glad you're hustling for your family, mate. I suggest every person watching right now must subscribe right now, not later. That's very kind of you, Chelsea supporter. Very kind of you indeed. We'll be watching you tomorrow night, by the way, as well. West Ham against Chelsea. How do you think you get on tomorrow? You've got to win that, haven't you? Surely you've got to win. No offence to West Ham. You've got to snot them at the London Stadium, especially after drawing against Palace. Opening day. Chelsea they've got some groundwork to do, certainly if they expect to be in the top 4 again. Naps, I haven't got a clue about the monetization stuff on TikTok or YouTube, but how much does interaction in general help channels on YouTube? Yeah, comments, likes, subs, all that stuff. That all lets YouTube know that you are enjoying the content. So yes, what it does is basically if you guys are all watching this and you're all liking and commenting regularly and you're all subscribing, or the majority of you are, or whatever, it's telling YouTube this guy's good. Like, we need to push his stuff out more to more people. If I do these lives and very few people are doing that, then they push it out, but they only push it out to a small number of people, which again kind of keeps the channel small. But if it keeps, every time we do them, people keep pushing it, pushes it out more and more and more, which is what we want. So with a bit of luck, it does, and we get more people and to be honest, the numbers of views per live are shooting up through the roof. We've had loads and loads of really good games where we're starting to get thousands and thousands of people, thousands of views. It's been good. I've enjoyed it. Jordan, not going to lie, I'm just enjoying the Crystal Palace fans raging on Twitter right now. Are they actually? Chelsea supporter, I doubt we'll win though. We have good signings. Yes, you've made some very good signings. Still not quite sure about your defensive situation though. Especially with Colwill going. Or Colwill's injury rather. What do we think Chelsea starts? How does it look at the back for Chelsea? Empty thing these days, likes are doing less. It's more about watch time because most people don't like. Well, no, watch time. To be honest, watch time's been really good. But watch time only helps you get monetized. After that, it's about views and subs to a degree. Although subs don't really matter all that much. There's channels with very few subs who make an absolute fortune. Empty. It was all the great defending by Rangers. Always helps to draw in the Celtic fans. Yeah. Rangers and Celtic games always seem to get loads of bad comments. Get them in it anyway. Sinisalo, who are you going to be streaming and watching on Saturday? So Saturday we've got 3 games. We have early kickoff at 12:30 is going to be City against Spurs. Then we've got the 3 o'clock kickoff. I'm going to be doing Sunderland away at Burnley at Turf Moor. Early 6-pointer, that one. That one's going to be a really good game. Looking forward to that. And then 5:30, we are doing Arsenal against Leeds at the Emirates. So Arsenal have to win that one, surely. Maybe Eze starts, who knows. And then on Sunday, we've got 3 more games. We're going to be doing Everton's first ever game at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. They are playing Brighton. That's a 2 o'clock kickoff. 4:30, Man United away at Craven Cottage to play Fulham. Again, big game. Fulham do very well at home. Very difficult to beat. United, you'd expect, if they want European football, they're going to have to go there and win. So, how do we think that one pans out? And then, on top of that, we also have a late game on Sunday. I'm going to be doing a bit of Serie A football. I'm going to be doing Juventus against Parma. Sunday night. What a game that'll be. Jordan, we have squad depth for Europe, and this shows it. We have squad depth for Europe, and this shows it. Without Eze, there's no threat going forward, no creative player, no nothing. Oh, no squad depth, sorry. You've got no squad depth for Europe. Well, it looks like you're going to have to sell your centre-half then and reinvest. We'll take him off your hands. We'll take Mark Gay off you. No problem. Ronnie Dodge, I think Leeds will give Arsenal a game. Oh, I certainly hope so. I don't think so. I think Arsenal will probably win that one 4 or 5-0. But I hope so. I'll be rooting for Leeds. 3-star Reds, some great games in game week 2 in the Premier League for sure. Yeah, Chelsea supporter, to me, the defence is a good thing, including the midfielders. But with Caicedo leaving, there'll be a problem in midfield. I doubt there'll be anyone midfield good as Caicedo. Caicedo's leaving? Caicedo's leaving? Is he? No. Caicedo's not leaving. Don't say things like that. He's not, is he? I'm talking about your centre-backs. You've got Sanchez and you've got, like, Badiashile and Chalobah and Ashampong. That's not a title-winning or even a Champions League competing defence, for me anyway. The attacking is good though, says Chelsea supporter. I agree, yes. Palace really aren't doing an awful lot here. Lerma hangs it up to the far post. Munoz, good header, back stick from Munoz. It's gone behind from a corner. Good save from the keeper. Jordan, trust me, if we thought for 1 minute the game money would be reinvested, we'd do it in a heartbeat. It'll go in the owner's pocket. Bloody Steve Parish. When could you stream a Bournemouth match, says Sinisalo. When are Bournemouth playing? I'll tell you what, I'll tell you when I'll do the Bournemouth game. I'll tell you right now. Because I think there's a Bournemouth game coming up soon. So Bournemouth might well be Tuesday 26th of August. Wolves v West Ham. Ooh, see, we could have done Bournemouth against Brentford. What do we think will be a better game? So, on Tuesday night, I'll let you guys put this to the test. In fact, you guys can answer this and you can tell me which one you think, right? On Tuesday night, I am watching a Carabao Cup game. The 2 Carabao Cup games that I was going to watch are the 2 all Premier League ties. So we can either watch Bournemouth against Brentford, or we can watch Wolves against West Ham. Bournemouth, Brentford, Wolves, West Ham. Edouard, chance. Hit it. Get out the way, ref. Will Hughes stands it up. Oh, must be. Hit it. Oh, this is so scrappy. Yeah. Wolves against West Ham or Bournemouth against Brentford. I thought Wolves against West Ham because I thought it's 2 managers maybe in under a little bit of pressure already. So I thought that one would be the one to do. But I'm happy to be advised otherwise. HSH says, absolutely love your desire to watch football and respect the dedication that many don't have for it. Cheers, mate. Thank you for that. I really do appreciate that. Fatboy007, who've been your favourite 3 Champions League winners? Favourite 3 Champions League winners? And I'm not allowed to pick Liverpool, I'm assuming. Shocking from Palace. Straight out for a goal kick. That's really, really poor. For a corner. Same for a goal kick. Shocking. Favourite 3 Champions League winners. I liked Inter when Inter won it with Milito and Eto'o and, you know, that Mourinho Inter Milan side. I thought they were really interesting, really good to watch. I feel like you've got to like the Barcelona side that did it against United in Rome. They were a brilliant side to watch as well. Yeah. And do you know what? Probably to a degree, I quite liked Porto winning it as well in 2004. Or even Dortmund against Juventus. And Karl-Heinz Riedler scored. But yeah, Dortmund would be one. Maybe at a push, Porto. Because again, Porto, Jose Mourinho, doing it with Deco and Benny McCarthy and Paulo Ferreira, Ricardo Carvalho, some really, really wonderful Portuguese players. Maniche, Vitor Bayer, lots of great Portuguese players in that side. Sinisalo, when could you stream a Bournemouth match? Well, there you go. Maybe it could be in midweek. OPKR, if you could sign any Wolves player at the moment, who would it be? I would only sign Strand Larsen from Wolves. He's a player that I really rate, and I would have him at Liverpool. I think I would also have... I would probably have Gomez. I quite like Gomez in midfield as well. Is there anyone else that I would have? Probably, yeah. Probably those two at a push. Reece Crownshaw, Prem Dad needs a Huel sponsorship. You're joking me. They're not gonna let me sponsor him with my guts. Premier League Dad, sponsored by Huel. Celtic needs to be watched, says Empty. Jordan, trust me. Oh, we've done that one, sorry. Superstar, Bournemouth, Brentford would be more interesting, I think. Okay, Superstar, I'll take that note. I will update my schedule and I'll change it from Wolves to Bournemouth and Brentford. You guys called it. I will change it, okay? So I will change it, even though it's on YouTube currently, Wolves against West Ham. I'll change it and we'll do Bournemouth against Brentford, okay? There you go. But I expect you all to come back for it. Please come back and watch it. If you voted for it, please come back. 3-star Reds, nothing like a good comedy during the week. Derby County in the League Cup would be a great watch. Jordan, I've suddenly lost all anticipation for a win against Forest. Quick, someone 2-foot Eze so he fails the medical. You've got to stay. OPKR, even as a Wolves fan, I could admit Wolves West Ham will be very boring. D28 thinks it's going to be Bournemouth Brentford as well. Okay, Bournemouth Brentford wins. I'll put Bournemouth Brentford on. Fatboy 007, Ajax 95 with the youth team, unbeaten. AC Milan with Van Basten, of course. Yep, very good shouts. Nick A13, Premier League Dad prediction. Betis v Alaves. Can Alaves clinch a point in the home of Betis? Well, I've gone Betis, draw, no bet. I have gone Betis, double chance, draw, no bet. So I'm gonna go Betis. OPKR, fair enough. Larsen and Gomez are the best two. Still think Andre is very underrated. Yeah, well, we very nearly signed Andre. We were looking at Andre for a very long time, Liverpool. A good player. Really very tidy player. But sadly, no. Fredrikstad, chance here. They can't, can they? Oh, I tell you what, Palace living a little bit dangerously here. Jordan, wouldn't surprise me if we concede late. I know, honestly, Fredrikstad are putting a little bit of pressure on here. This is freaky. This is scary. Nobody backed this one. Palace, European adventure is not starting perhaps as well as they would have hoped. Nick says Betis without Isco again. Yeah, I still think even without Isco and no Anthony, obviously, I still think Betis will have too much. Sinisalo, could I ask what stands you use for your shirts? They're just off. They're just the basic ones off Amazon, mate. If you type in shirt stands, I think they were A4 shirt stands on Amazon. I bought them ages ago. They're dead cheap. Yeah, it's just like Perspex shirt stands, and you just put them over the top. I don't even think they were shirt stands. Just A4 stands basically, and you just put the shirt over the top, thingy round the back, and they look lovely like that, I think. But they're dead cheap. Dead cheap. Aberdeen equalised 2-2 and so close, hit the post as well. Aberdeen pushing forward. Chelsea supporter, my beloved Premier League enthusiast and dear friends who share my passion for live sports, I humbly request that you consider subscribing to his channel. Your support would be appreciated. That is very, very nice of you, mate. That is so nice. You didn't have to do that, but that is very nice of you to say. Thank you. And yes, if you do enjoy watching football, not just Premier League football, we watch all football on this channel. Carabao Cup, Conference League, Champions League, La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, Premier League, Championship, League 1, League 2, National League as well. I'm tempted to do a National League watch-along on Monday night, Bank Holiday Monday, before Liverpool play Newcastle. There is a load of National League games on at 3 o'clock. So I could do that maybe on Monday. That'd be a good laugh, wouldn't it? Jordan, I mean, we've been woeful, but credit to these. They've been frustrating to break down. The annoying thing is, yeah, the annoying thing is, mate, these got absolutely smashed, home and away by Midtjylland, who, listen, I've watched a lot of Midtjylland over the last couple of weeks, or the last couple of months actually. Midtjylland are a very, very good side. They're not Palace. They're not as good as Palace. But Midtjylland wiped the floor with these home and away. I think they won 5-1 on aggregate, which, I mean, look, there's no reason why Palace couldn't stick 4 on these in Norway. But on a plastic pitch, on an AstroTurf, in a cold... Well, it's not going to be that cold in Norway, but it's not going to be pleasant. It's not going to be pleasant. I was certainly expecting Palace to have a bit more of a cushion going into this one. Bash, who do you support? Palace? I don't, mate. No, I'm a Liverpool fan. That's what I do. I watch football. Doesn't matter who's on. I watch a game every single day. At least one. 3 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday. Sinisalo, I've got stuff to do right now, Kee. I'll catch you tomorrow if you're on. I am on, mate, yes. Take it easy, though. Good to have you on, mate. Good to have you chatting and stuff, and I'll see you soon. Take it easy. Have a nice night. Fredrikstad, get it away. There's only a couple of minutes left here. Pup, I know someone who puts shirts on A4 photo frames in their home bar. Bloody hell. 3-star Reds, certainly not convincing, Jordan. A tough game against us on Sunday, and then going to Norway with a single goal will be tough. I really thought Palace would win this by at least 4 tonight. Jordan needed at least 2, a goal difference going to their place, in my opinion. It'll be awkward away. I still think Palace go through quite comfortably, by the way. I don't think there's any suggestion at all that Fredrikstad can really hurt Palace. I mean, I'm fingers crossed, obviously. I'm hoping that's the case, but I just don't feel like Palace have just lit... It's more the sense that it's been an uncomfortable night for Palace, hasn't it? Will Hughes bullied off the ball there, and the ref's not even give the foul. That's great play by Will Hughes. And then that might be a corner. Is he the corner? Is he the corner? He has, yeah, and it should have been as well. Sinisalo, Kee, question, do you ever wear the shirts or do they get dusty? No, mate, I'm always changing them. Usually. They don't get dusty. Do I wear them? I have worn them. I've lost, would you believe, I've lost 6 stone since starting this job. I'm a big guy now. You might look at me and think, fat bastard. But I'm a big guy now. I was a very big guy before. And that was working in sales and travelling by car to meetings and meeting clients all over the place and generally living on the road. It's not very good for your health. So, yeah, starting this job, quitting my job, doing this, lost 6 stone. So, but still, a lot of these shirts, they're painted on, you know. There's some that I'm alright in, I look okay, but yeah, some I wouldn't dare wear. Can I see the yellow Lazio one behind you? Of course you can, yeah. Yeah, it's the Marcelo Salas sort of Nedved. That one probably does fit me, actually. That one's quite big. Well, very big, actually. That one's okay. I don't know what size it is, but it's very nice. Jordan, I'd like to say we have 2 more signings before the return fixture, to be honest. If we make the signings from Leicester and Wolves, that's massive. Who are you after from Wolves? I know you're after Bilal El Khanous from Leicester. Who's the lad you're after from Wolves? Love the shirts, says Tierney CFC. Thanks, mate. Really appreciate it. Sinisalo, that looks clean. Yeah, it's very nice. It's very, very nice. Marco Bellantonio, 86. Napoli. I've got lots of Italian shirts. Lazio. I've got thingy. I get this off every single time. But here, I've got a Totti shirt as well. I've got a Totti shirt up here, Roma Totti shirt, very original Roma Totti shirt. So I've got lots and lots of Italian shirts. Right, we've got 90 seconds left here now. Jordan says Hwang or whatever his name is. Hwang, you're getting Hwang, that'll be okay. He's not a bad signing. Sinisalo, I don't want to see Ajax, hate that scum. I've got a Feyenoord shirt, I probably should put that. It's just that that's a real vintage Ajax shirt, isn't it? Fredrikstad coming forward, they couldn't, could they? Oh my God! I tell you what, Harry Gaming says 3 minutes, just blow it. I tell you what, mate, Fredrikstad could have equalised there. Last kick of the game, Fredrikstad could have equalised. He had Dean Henderson reaching for that. Jordan said, just blow the whistle, ref. This is a write-off, this game. 15 seconds to go, and I think Fredrikstad are certainly going to be the happier of the two. 3-star Reds, that's me, Donkey. See you later, mate. Take it easy. 3-star Reds, I'll see you tomorrow if you're around, mate. Gios Uff. Are you on about Uff as in up Forest in any way there? Jordan, I'm so glad we have Glasner because he's going to be honest after this. Harry Gaming for real, just blow it. Harry, well, there you go, he has blown up. Palace 1, Fredrikstad 0, but it was in no way convincing. It's been a very, very difficult night for Palace. Obviously, after the news of Eze and everything that's been going on, it's been a difficult couple of days, but a tough performance. Fredrikstad did very, very well. Listen, that was a really, really good, enjoyable live. I really enjoyed all you guys interacting in the chat. It was really good. If you're new around here, my name's Kee. We watch football every single day on this channel. We will be back tomorrow night for West Ham against Chelsea. I'm also live next week for the return leg in this one. Fredrikstad in Norway. Will Palace get the job done? So it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully you guys come back. Jordan, Harry, Mad Pup, Hibs 1, Legia 2. Yes, yeah. Hibs coming back into that one. Sinisalo, Key, have you seen Fiorentina banned Nazi-looking top form 90s? I haven't, no. Nick A13 and Betis versus Alaves. I'm not doing Betis Alaves tomorrow, no, mate. Tomorrow I'm doing Chelsea against West Ham. But I'll obviously be talking about Betis and Alaves. But no, we'll do that. Chelsea supporter... Jeremy Frimpong has suffered a hamstring injury. He has, yes. Difficult one to take for Liverpool fans, that, but he's out for, I think, 3 weeks until after the international break. Allah says, hello, good to see you, mate. How's things? Santa Clara 1, Shamrock Rovers 2. Oh, my goodness me, what an unbelievable couple of nights. I can't believe we've witnessed these results in Europe. Shamrock winning, Celtic drawing, Palace nearly throwing it away at the end there. It's been a weird couple of nights in Europe. But listen, a huge thank you to everyone that has liked, that has followed, that has subscribed. I really appreciate it. Hugely appreciate it. I will be live again tomorrow night at about 6:30 for Chelsea and West Ham. We'll be talking through West Ham's difficult-looking season, whether or not Graham Potter lasts beyond Christmas. We'll be talking about Chelsea and the signings they've made, the signings they're about to make, whether or not they can compete any higher than maybe the top 4. Can they make top 4 again? Should they be looking at the title race? We don't know, but it'll be definitely taking a look at West Ham and Chelsea ahead of that one tomorrow night. And we'll be talking about all the other news in football, all the other bits and bobs that have been going on, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Joe, who did West Ham sign? They've signed Malik Diouf from Sparta, and they've signed... Or Slavia, actually. It wasn't Sparta, it's Slavia. I don't think they've signed anyone else, have they, West Ham? Callum Wilson from Newcastle. That's about it. I don't know if they've signed anyone else. Todibo was completed, but that was like they already had him last season, then it was completed. I don't think they've signed anyone else. Can anyone correct me on that? Kyle Walker-Peters. There you go. Kyle Walker-Peters. Uzer, who do you support, mate? I support Liverpool. And what's your FPL rank? I don't know, is the honest answer. I've got an FPL league, a Premier League Dad FPL league. If you want to join, you can do. Go and check it out on YouTube, Premier League Dad. You can join our FPL league. Get involved in it. We're giving away retro shirts throughout the season. If you want a chance of winning, it's free to join. Go and check it out. I don't know where I'm up to in it. I'll probably somewhere near the bottom. But go and join. Go and have a look, and you can see. What time is it where you are, mate? Plastic Liverpool fan. It's UK time, mate. UK time, so 21:54. If you've not got a clock on your phone. ZKRIAMTN. Mate, you don't know anything about football. Very angry couple of people in the chat. Nice Scouse accent. I'm not Scouse. I'm not Scouse. What are you talking about? I'm not Scouse. Gios, adios. How's it going? Good to see you. Take it easy. I love Huel. I bloody love Huel. So tomorrow night we've got loads of good footy on. Chelsea, West Ham. Saturday we'll be live for City and Spurs. 3 o'clock, Burnley and Sunderland on Saturday. Friday, Arsenal against Leeds, 5:30. Sorry, Saturday, 5:30, Arsenal against Leeds. And then Sunday, we've got 3 games again. Yeah. So we've got loads and loads of good footy coming up this weekend. So a massive, massive thank you if you are already liked and subscribed. I will see you all tomorrow night. Take it easy. Have a lovely night, whatever you're doing. And I'll see you soon. Take it easy.